afternoon. Welcome to fifth, is it? Fifth, because we're doing 6, so it must be 5. Take away the 3, divided by 10, square root of whatever. Show in our series of the Turkey Shoot, live with you at 2 p.m. on the 29th of November, end of the month. So we're all hopefully cracking on, doing very well. Hope you're all doing very well too. How are we doing, team? How's it going, Matt?
Very well, yeah. Very good, thank you.
All good.
Cracking on with the local Lotus. It's coming along.
The nice shiny blue Lotus. Very nice indeed. John's back with us. All right, John?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm just busy painting the little T54.
Lovely.
5.
5.
A lovely little kit.
Do they do a T54?
T55 even.
All right, just saying. Perhaps it was an early model.
That's how much I know about tanks.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Very good. Okie dokie, we'll catch up with that in a minute. Andy, how's it going? No, you've muted. Let's try again. Hello?
Try again.
That's better.
I'm still painting my T55 and I'm just
It's on its
messing around with tracks at the moment.
12th coat of green paint.
No, it said it's first.
Are you happy with the colour?
No. No, yeah. It'll be fine.
It'll be good. It'll be fine. And Nathan, how's the Harrier doing?
It's all right. I've just given the paint a quick polish, ready for decals. A little bit of, tiny bit of spraying, and decals are going up.
Very nice. Excellent. Good job. With me, I'm doing obviously these little guys, which have been fine. So obviously we did all the banding work. Hopefully that's okay underneath there. A coat of white paint is on. I've just started doing the eyes and I was having a practice and I'll tell you about that in a minute because it hasn't gone well. But we've got green eyes at the moment, but that won't be staying. But as I said, then we can actually get the light gold grey coat over the top, so we do a little bit of masking work, put that in over the top of it, and then we can unmask everything, and then hopefully the rest of it will be decaling, sealing, hand painting, and then into weathering, and then tonight we'll hopefully get it on its stand, and we'll make up something a little bit sort of posh with that one. That's the plan with that. Hoping everybody is doing well in live chat. Lots of you in there this afternoon, loads and loads of you. So good job on that one. What we're going to be doing in a minute, we'll have a look round at your great work. I have noticed, we were looking a moment ago, some of you have finished as well. So there's some great ones on there. So we'll have a look at that at the moment and have a run. We hope you're all enjoying it down in there. Over in YouTube chat as well. Lovely to see so many of you down in there. So that's good. Lots of you doing building work and various things in there. Remember, if you've got any questions, things like that, please feel free to shout out at the various live chat areas, or if you want to, you can put it actually into the forum and we'll take a look at them throughout the show. Plan of action is we're going to be with you to around about 5 o'clock tonight. And then obviously for the final leg of this, we'll be on with you at 7:30 tonight until 9-ish, whenever we get done and finished as always. So that's the plan. Remember, don't rush your builds. There's no panic. There's no prizes for any of this or anything, give outs or medals or anything. It's just a little bit of fun. So if you don't finish, don't worry about it. Over the next few days, I'll move it from this section and put them as normal builds in the actual forum. And you can carry on with your builds and finish them off in there as we make our way through. So don't worry about it at all. All good stuff. I think we do have to mention our sponsor, which has got the sale on still. So anything we need to point out on this one, guys?
Not really. It just finishes at 9 o'clock tonight, I think.
Finishes 9 o'clock tonight. Yeah. So as we said before, you've obviously got the specials page. It's 10% off all kits this weekend. So literally anything kit-wise, it's 10% off flat rate. The discount gets automatically added when you get to the checkout, okay? Apart from, obviously, the special offers areas down in here, which is like 20% off some stuff. These ones, they are already pre-done. So you don't get 10% off of these prices on top. And obviously, there is no discounts this weekend on tools and paints and things like that because we don't make enough anyway. So
So I've said up to 20%. Actually, some of them are slightly more than 20%. So.
Oh, there you go. But anyway, they're down in this area, just down in here, if you want to get these extra bargains on top. Okay, and as I say, some of them we've got some very nice stock. Some of it's sold out. I see the national ones are all gone, and a lot of the ones at the top here are gone. So, yes, grab them whilst you can. Okay, so that's the plan for that one, and it is going to end at 9 o'clock tonight. It's on an auto system, so the discounts will be cancelled out at 9 o'clock tonight.
They will.
So yes, good stuff. But as I say, you can go through and obviously full details on the PM site. So you can go through to pmmodelsuk.com, okay, and go through. We've also got another 12% discount separately on the actual Dora Wings kits whilst stocks last as well. But as you say, usual thing, you grab them down in here, just click on a little linky, just pick a town at random, and there you go. You've got them all down in there as you go through. All right, that's the plan for that one. Over in Turkey Shoot Land, if we have a quick look around, if I refresh this, we can see some of your great work as it's going through. So to start off with, we've got, let me see who will go through. We've got a bit more going down in here. There we go, with Jean, who is working on the, it's a roller, isn't it? I suppose, no other way of putting it. So again, I like that. It's a sign of a busy work area when your paper's like that, because that's what mine looks like. So the bit you're just dumping out your colour cup and spraying and weathering and all the things, it just makes a right mess. That's a good sign. So anyway, going through, it's got a little workman on it as well. Didn't see that before. So again, with the actual things on there, coming along very nicely. I don't know if we got any more. There we go, a little bit more. Decals going on.
Cool.
There
Is that the
you go.
Hitachi, is it?
Yeah, it's the Hitachi roller.
Cool.
So yes, nice job with the yellow. So we've got the actual roller itself and the various equipment going in. Nice job, coming together very nicely. There we go.
Nice.
Nice bit of weather.
Hey,
Like hydraulic
good
lines all
job.
good as well.
Yeah, I could say good town weathering on them, can't you?
And obviously you can go to town in your hand as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's excellent weathering. I love the flesh tones and
Yeah.
textures.
Good texture.
Yes. There we go. Looking very nice. Coming together. Good detail on it, isn't it? It's fantastic. Nice job on that. Coming together very, very nicely. The sign of a busy workbench. Cool. So if we've got any more, just down on hold with doubles. There we go. It's together. Looking very nice. That one will be in the reveal area shortly, I would think. Looks like to be coming along.
Yeah.
So
You
yes.
still got your thing, Andy. Your Asagawa.
Yeah, I've still got it. Yeah, need to do it one day. They do look like nice kits. I've got the emergency digger thing, haven't I?
Yeah.
Nice little tractor in the background. Tractor.
Oh, yeah. What's behind the tractor? Go back up. What's
Yeah.
the vehicle with
Don't know.
don't know. Need to know. Put it up. Need to know what it is now.
Good. Die-cast restoration next week. Right. Okay, so we've got that one that's coming along very nicely. What have we got? The bungalow. This is what we needed to see. There we go. This is Mike's American bungalow, seeing as this is an American little mini SIG. So very nice. Windows are masked up. Can you get a mask
Is that
set for
OO
it? Otherwise,
scale?
eh?
Is that OO scale? Is
Yes, I think it was. Yes.
They call them bungalows in America.
Well, to me, that's more of a dormer, but my idea of a bungalow is, say, it's got one floor. I think that does qualify because it's like a dormer. It's just got the lofty bit at the top, which has probably got a little bit.
So what do you call a single-story building in the States? Is it a bungalow or something else?
Don't know. Don't know that one. Coming along very well. Good down there. Very nice. Oh, in other news, spoke to my brother about Elmer's glue,
Yeah.
and he's going to look into it.
Oh, cool.
So it's like, fair enough. Cheers. Sorry, that's Sean's thing. We've just seen it. Everyone's jumping in now. I love it. As soon as you come in here, everyone's like, oh, quick, get me thing up. I haven't bothered doing it, so I'll quickly leg it all up. Okay, John, working on the actual 109.
Does that mean Elmer's glue might be available at B&Q soon?
It might be, yeah.
Apparently, it's called a ranch house
A ranch
Or a
house, got you.
or a rancher.
Oh,
Oh,
that, yeah,
that's
that,
it.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Fair
Cool.
enough. Because Viscount, look,
Oh my God, whose kit's that? That's one for Nathan.
yeah,
Oh, what? Whose is that?
Daryl's working on this one.
S&M.
S&M models, there you go.
Oh, Mr. S&M.
Careful how you type that in Google, trust me.
Wear a suit when you do that.
Yeah, you have to wear a special suit in rubber.
Yeah.
That's not quite what I meant.
Oops.
Nice.
Press this keeps
Oh,
moving.
there we go.
You know what? It looks like a Viscount, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, they're very nice, those biscuits. They were the mint ones, weren't they?
You can still get them.
Can you still get Viscount biscuits? I've had one for years.
Yeah. course you can.
Oh, I have to look out for
Very
them.
popular at Christmas.
Oh, look, Eagle Airways markings are on. Looking very nice.
Something quite
That's
nice about a classic airliner.
Yes. Very good. Good work on that one, Darryl. Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Something a little bit different, as I say. What have we got? We got the Armorfest kit. All coming together now. Very nice. Oh, bit of barrel drilling. You slip and stuck it through your finger. Done that a few times. Very nice. Coming together. Bit of persuasion. Vamp it.
I say they're all right, them little kits.
Yeah,
Like
it's a nice
wargaming
little kit, that, isn't it?
kits. But yeah, they're all right for the money as well. Get 2 in the pack and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, look, doing a bit of scratch
I was
building
going
on
to say a little bit of scratch work on here for the plating, is it?
shirts and in it, something.
Looking good. Paintwork on. Why is it they always have one missing in the middle? Is there a reason for that?
What's that?
Well, with this particular tank, isn't it, with Stugs, and because I've done one, I did the
That's where the
pans or whatever it
refuel-
was. They always seem to have the middle panel missing. I didn't know if
Yeah,
there's a
the
reason
refuel-
for it.
Phil, that's where they refuel them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be missing, but because they take them on and off that often,
They
they
leave
don't
them
bother
off.
putting them back on again.
Ah,
Yeah.
right. So let's get
It
it
kind of
right.
is-
There's a refueling point there, and they think they'll leave it unarmoured.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's a bit defeats the object of putting the rest of them on, doesn't it? If you're just going to leave the one off.
Yeah, that's
fuel
it.
tank.
The quite important one where there's probably a weak spot. We'll
Yeah,
leave
not
it off.
bother.
Isn't that a bit like they said about the Shermans, wasn't it? They had that extra bit of armour on the side. So the Panzers used to aim at that because they knew the driver was on the other side of it. And if you could
Yeah.
knock him out by just the sheer shock of being shot there, even if you couldn't penetrate it, it was enough. So it was a nice little sweet spot to try and hit.
Makes sense. There.
comforting thought to the driver.
There
Yeah.
you go. Looking good, that, isn't it, really? She's saying for a...
Never mind driving a tank that used to set on fire just looking at it.
Yeah, the leaky fuel system. No, we like that. Very good. Well done on that one, Ken. Beautiful work. Very nicely done. Okay, so an Ishima. Look at that.
Hey, that's a bit of a nifty piece of kit, isn't it?
That's smart.
Look at
Yeah.
that. I've never seen that in my life. So Peter's introducing us to the wonderful world of a material carrier.
2 vehicles as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my god, that's
Look at
quite
that.
complicated, isn't it?
It does.
Is that 72nd scale, I presume?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, looking at that, definitely.
There you go. The cap.
Double cab.
Yeah. Bit of masking work. There you go. Well, there you go. I've learned something new. I never knew these things even existed.
Definitely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guess that's a lot of Vietnam era, isn't it?
It's modern, mate, that is.
That's
Is it?
modern, yeah. Yeah, it's Japanese.
Oh, right, Japanese, sorry. Right.
Yeah, there's Andy think, looks like a 60s. Yeah, it was built like 2015. Very nice. Coming along very nicely. We'll look at that one when it's all unmasked. I reckon it looked quite smart, that. Something a little bit different. Okay, one more and then we'll crack on for a bit and then we'll come back to some of these. We'll have a look at some other stuff. We looked at the Sky Radio the other day. Let's have a look at some else. Let's see how the Academy, Richard's 72nd one. Now this, I have to say, is a cracking kit.
Yeah.
I have built it, and obviously the Hasegawa one's really nice in 48th, but 72nd, this thing's a little gem. Very, very nice indeed. So you've got all the details that are in the bigger kits in this one. Nice cockpit work, down the intakes. That's it. Good job. See, that step's a right pain in the bum, but nailed it. Good job. Got the wheel well. Got the top under the wing for the lift. Very good.
Quite a detailed kit, isn't it?
It's a lovely detail kit. To be honest, it really is nice. Academy, as we were saying the other week, do some really good stuff. They really do get overlooked.
Yeah, they're really hard to get hold of.
Well, yeah, that as well. There you go. Obviously, it's always this thing, the centre seam. There's so much detail done under here, and this is flat as well, which doesn't help. It's a bit of a nightmare for it, but once you beat it into submission, plus the fact it's on the underside, no one will notice. White work on. Oh, look, we're into the white work. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of light gold grey on the top. Very nice indeed. Cool work. Very good. Well done, gents. That's looking very, very good indeed. If we have a look at some of the ones that finished overnight, because in here, oh, reveals, that's all we want. We've had some very nice ones in here. So what we've got here is a finished F16 by Wes. Oh, look at that. Nice on the display.
Academy one.
This was the Hobby Boss 72nd
Oh,
one.
the Hobby Boss one.
Look at that.
Cool. Yeah, that must come out
Very
well.
nice. Come out really nice.
Cracking.
Very nice indeed.
I don't envy all them decals.
No.
Done really well with that.
Yeah, done. Good job on that. Well done, Wes. Fantastic job. And I think Wes is the first person who's used Amazon for hosting.
Oh, KP kit. Was that?
It is
Oh,
the KP.
God, Jeez, that's from the 80s, 90s. I don't know. It's old, that is. Look, even got proper yellow deckled on the...
Weathered decals.
Yeah.
So, yes.
That's
Very good.
another Nathan kit, that is.
Yeah. Very nice job on that one. Cool job. Let's say a little bit of yellowing on the decals, but as I say, turned out very, very nice. Okay, this one is an absolute gem. We were looking at this before we came on air. Is Peter's little track, and welcome back, Peter, to the wonderful world of modelling. Let's hope you hang around a bit longer. No throwing your bloody kits and flogging everything off, because you're quite good at this, Lark. So yes, very nicely job, nicely weathered, good detail, lovely, beautiful little build. Cracking. Nice to see some farm equipment. So well done for that. 1937 tractor with a nice flywheel. Okay, and we've got this little gem as well. As I say, chuck this together, immense, very, very quick, and it's turned out amazing. Yeah. So this is the midget submarine, or as we like to say these days, small person, 1/35 scale by Bronco. Say that masking really did work on that, didn't it?
Yes. It did. Looks good. Really good.
Yes. Very, very nice indeed. Good job on that. Torpedoes look good. Nice on the little wagon. So we're assuming this one's been in repair. Look, and he's had a new bit on the back. Telling the story. Very nice indeed.
Well done, Clint.
Well, very, very nice. And it gets bonus points because it's got like a mouth.
You can go and go back to bed now, Clint.
Yeah, you go back to bed now, Clint. Clearly you've been up all night working on that. Yesterday we saw it. So very, very nice indeed. Cool build. Well done, Clint. Fantastic job. And we have one more, I think. One more to look at. Speeder bike, that was it. And we got the speeder bike finished. There we go. Bandite 112. Very nice. This is what, you know, we were talking about like wheel well colours and paints and like Andy, if he's ever painted it the right colour.
Yeah.
You got nothing on this because everybody argues about what colour this should be.
And what colour should it be?
This is it. Yeah. Take your pick. As far as I'm concerned, it's sci-fi, so you can paint it what you like.
Well,
but
yeah.
if you're online and you do these, everyone's like, oh, it's the wrong shade. You should have done this, or it should be lighter or darker. And on Endor, I reckon you should have an Ewok stuck to the front, like a hood ornament, you know, just driving along. Have you hanging off the front.
I've just ever tripped Endor, shall I, just to see if it's the right colour?
Yeah. But you do. People pull it apart. If you do it, everyone's like, oh, that's the wrong shade. It should be like lighter. It should be darker. It should be tan. It should be... Oh, Jesus, give up.
I tell you what, we'll Skype some Ewoks and ask them.
Yes. As you were being run over by one, what colour was it? As it flashed before your eyes. So, yes, very nice.
It does kind of baffle me, sci-fi sort of colour. You know,
Yeah.
shades and right colour and wrong colour when it's sci-fi. It does baffle me a little bit.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm exactly the same. I have never understood it. I love sci-fi because no one can tell you you're wrong. That's why I like it.
Exactly,
Realistically, if it's modern or unreal, people say, "Oh, it's the wrong shade." It's this. They've probably got a point. But when it's sci-fi, you're like, "I know you think it's there. This is on a different planet. They're a slightly different shade."
Completely different universe.
But no, really nice job. I've still got mine to do. I've never built that one. I've never done the speeder bike.
Oh, I thought you built yours.
No, I've never done it. No,
I'll have it for a Christmas present then. That's what you can buy me for Christmas.
Oh, is that what you want? You want to nick my Bandai collection?
No, just a speeder bike.
Well, at least doing the figure, you haven't got to worry about doing his face, have you?
That takes the fun out of it. Anyway, what's happened with your eyes? Let's have a look.
What, down here?
Yeah.
So, where are we? Let's have an overhead close. So, in my eyes. So, what happened was, obviously, I put in here some mask oil like this in one. Before we came on air, literally, it's still wet now. I'm waiting for it to dry. Just so when I do the rest of the painting, because on this top half, he's going to go light gold grey. So I needed to mask him up. So he's drying here. On this one, I actually tried to do some of this, because obviously it's like a pen. So you can just whiz it round. And to be honest, it does work and it does mask and everything else. But if you can see, there's a blue hue to it now. Because I wanted to know if you could rub it off, and it does, it just rubs off just like mask oil, though it's a lot thinner. But if you notice, it's now got a blue hue to it.
It's got bags. It's a bit tired.
Yeah, he has got tired. He's got bags, like me. But this stuff is blue by its nature. So when you do come on, I'll just show you a bit here, then I'll wipe it off. You can just come in here, that you see, you can just pop this around. And if you want to, you can just come along, and it's really quick, a very, very easy way and a lazy way of masking. Because you can literally do it like that. But when it dries, it leaves a blue hue to it all.
It stains, doesn't it?
So it's staining a little bit, but we could give it a whirl. But it's a quick and easy way of doing it. It's a lot easier than the other way, which you'll see in a minute. It's me with a cocktail stick pushing it around. But yeah.
So why are you masking that off? I don't get.
Because what I'm going to do is from above his lip, I'm going to run it around his nose to here.
Yeah.
It's all going to be in dark gold grey. So what I'd have to do is come in and paint it white again through the whites of his eyes.
Do you get decals for the eyes then?
Hey?
Do you get decals for the eyes, or you?
No, it's all hand painted now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get decals or anything. So you got to go in. So the option is obviously to come in white and then flood it and let it go and dry. It would be the other way of doing it, I suppose. But I thought I'd just cheat. So on here, I've done it like this. And I've just had a coat of mask oil in there. And then literally I was going to spray it and then unmask it. And then just for, obviously the white of his eye at the back, the front bit, I'll do in blood red or something.
Yeah, but you've got model colour white, haven't you, or an off-white?
Yeah.
It would have been, it covers, because you're only doing it over light grey, it would have covered in like 2 thin coats. You would have been dried instant.
All right. I could do it that way then.
Just telling you.
I'll tell you what, just for market research, we'll do both. So what I'll do is I won't mask this one over, because obviously you know how to do that. I will do this one, and then we'll try and do whites of the eyes. Then we'll do a comparison.
Are you doing veins and bloodshot and everything, like proper?
No.
Oh, okay, just asking.
I'm not an artiste.
Neither am I. What brushes will you be using to paint the eyes, please?
I was thinking about this one. So that should be quite in there, no problem. Or I've got this one with a nice point.
It's looking good then, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I've got this nice pointy one as well. So,
Where's your Zucchini one?
Oh, no, that is separate. That's over here. I have got a nice one as well.
Oh, just talking of brushes, we've got our stocks back in of the Tamiya Pro ones. The white handled ones. Show them, John. Show them. I don't know where mine are. I can't find them. They're in here somewhere. But we've got the fine and... Oh, actually, I've got one. Them.
Yeah.
Waiting forever. And now we've got full stocks back in. So if anybody wants them, I know they're not cheap, but they are good.
Yes.
Very nice brushes.
Right, so what we'll do, I will come in now. We're going to give this a bit of a spray. We'll have a look at the chats, and then I'll bugger off and get some grey on here, then we'll be doing painting whites of their eyes forever.
Don't forget you need your wet palette.
Right, I'm going to mute
Can I
myself.
use me pants?
Go back spraying.
Can you use your pants? Oh, right, yeah. Nice.
Well, it's moist.
Oh, right, okay. Too much information. Right, I've got to go spraying as well. We're going to be quiet for a bit at this rate.
Well, that's all right.
Nathan-
I'll do
Nathan will
chat.
watch
You
chat.
go off and spray and we'll swap.
I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to paint a bit of.
All right.
Doing decals.
Right, let me clean them out. There we go. We clean out his eyes and we're good to go. So we're going to be painting in white. This one I should be able to do normal. It'll be all right. You'll be read. You read. Right, okay. So over in the chat, what is Phil building? Where have you been for the last 3 days? I am building that. So this is by a company called Sabre. They do some really good stuff, actually. So this is what we call Angry Phoenixes. So it's basically a Phoenix missile. So they don't come with a stand, or you can have a version does come with a stand. But if you get 2 missiles like this in the kit, you don't get a stand. So what I've done is I've got some 10mm acrylic rod. So we're going to cut this on tonight's show, and then I'm going to heat and bend it into some type of angle. I've got a stand for it. So then we'll mount it to the stand, put these hopefully onto it, and we'll be good to go. And we'll be having the final reveal tonight, as long as everything goes according to plan with his eyes. If not, he's going to be wearing sunglasses. Where are we? Go back up. I'll tell you what, I'll just start from the top. That'd be so much easier. Right, good afternoon to everybody. Live tidying up sounds. Yes, we always do. All right. Call it a ranch in Canada. That's it. Sorry, the guys are all talking amongst themselves. Guys are talking about painting eyes. Clearly, you don't know me. I don't do figure painting. I don't do eyes or anything at all like anything like that. I just bodge it, and that's it. That's about as what I do. Windsor and Newton Series 7 all the way. I tell you what, we've seen everyone's moved away from those these days. There's other options out there. Some really nice stuff. If you're a figure painter and stuff like that, then it's a different type of brush I think you'd be using, because clearly, like me, I've just replaced them. They're almost disposable. Have you guys built any model collect kits? Are they any good? I'm interested in alt history armor. I have got some somewhere. I know what you mean about those. Yes, they're okay. I'd say what size do you want to go to? I've got the 72nd B52 up there. It's probably the biggest kit they do. It's huge and no real problems at all. It is good stuff. Why not paint the eyes gloss white and then do a black dot? Oh, no, it'd be different to that. I'm not just going to do dots. We're going to give them evil red, blood red eyes is the point. Wheel budget, Phil. That's it. Well, look, we do try and take it somewhat professionally. Bill, what would you suggest for a hurricane trop in desert scheme? Dark dirt, sand wash, cheers. To be honest, to give the shadow for the panel line, dark dirt every time. See how you get on with that. Because again, with the trop scheme, you know, you've got that sort of the lighter colours with it. The dark dirt won't overpower it. And then what you can do if you wanted to, for like just for dust effects and stuff, you could either use pigments. So like we've got that. Like the sand, which one's that? Light sand is probably the better one. And you can just dust around like the gear, wheel wells, around the cockpit, all those collection areas it tends to get. That's what I tend to do. Because then what happens is as well, you can get the dust will go inside the panel lines and will give an effect with it. But you need the darkness in the panel lines to do it. I think if you try and use like the sand wash, it just looks like it's been in the beach or been buried. It's too much. It's not like a dirty colour. It'll just look like sand into it. So I would definitely say about dark dirt and then perhaps use a pigment. Or if you've got sand wash, let it dry out. Classic example. Hold on, I can show you this tip because I do it myself. So you know that bit where you've decanted your wash and I say to you, don't stick it back in your bottle? What you can actually do is this. So down in here, I let the wash dry out, but I'll still use it. So down in here, you can crumble this up, and this is obviously just a cotton bud, and you just come in here, crumble this up, and you can make it into a pigment. And you can use this for just brushing around your model and all the rest of it. And then, to be honest, here's one we haven't done earlier. As you can see, you've just got the rust down in here. This will go the clay, because literally this is what you're left with now, is just clay. And you can then come along, you can bash this up, and it will just be pigment. It'll be clay and pigment, so it'll be quite tough. But if you've got like a bit of a pestle or mortise thing, you can crush this up and make it into a pigment. You can also just add water and rehydrate it and turn it back into a wash. But you can see when it does this, it's clay. It's not just pigment and stuff. It is proper clay. So that these parts here, as you see, even though it's curled up and it looks very thin, it's actually quite thick. And you can then just have it. So you can just crush all of these up and do it. And this is the good one because this is sand in the middle. So down in here, sand isn't just one colour. It's made up of about 4 different pigments to make the sand colour. So you can see you've got the dark dirt of the sand, it separates, so it sits on the top, and then underneath you've got sand. But obviously if you mix it up, you end up, because the trouble is that this is actually quite a light colour, but it's actually very, very nice. And you can use it just as a pigment. So even just with a cocktail stick, with a cotton bud, you can then just come along to your model. I haven't got anything here really. And you can just give it a rub on there. So never, once you've finished with your wash, let it stand, let it dry out, and you can use all of this down in here for all your weathering work. So that's why I always keep mine. So down in here we've got white, and it is this thing, you can literally get your finger into it, crush it around, break it up, and you can have it on your finger, and you can rub it over your decals and over your model, really just to give it that, you know, nice little polished look and dusty look and everything else. So always use these. But if you wanted to, you could add water and rehydrate it and go again. But I do tend to keep these because they come in very handy for weathering jobs. There you go. That's your quick tip for today. Okay. Sorry, moving bad. Question. What is the best 1/48 scale 0? I like the way all my team have now like run off and hid.
I'd say Hasegawa.
Oh, look, sorry, Nathan's still on. I thought everybody else had muted and done a bunk. Hasegawa, we thinking, yeah?
I think so. Some of the Tamiya ones are a bit long in the tooth, but Hasegawa one's nice.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of those. Just have a quick smooch on scale, mates, just to double check you're not buying something from the
an older kit.
I've built a Hasegawa one, that's very good.
Two Heads Talking says he does like doing his figures, loves the Warhammer figures and some 35th scale stuff. As I say, doing figures, I always say it's more of an art form, like Matt's got into doing these big ones and stuff like that. To me, it's more like painting a picture, because it's all to do with flesh tones and things in your face and all of those things. And yeah, that's not me. I paint it grey and weather it.
I've never done. I mean, I've got one figure that I will eventually. This thing here from Game of Thrones, and I'm like, I don't even, after watching Matt on the Telford weekend, I've got an idea how to start now. But
right. So what we're going to be doing is watching you one weekend do a cleavage of Khaleesi, are we? It's going to take days.
I need to appreciate it.
That'd be great. Winnebago John says, hi Phil and team, I've used rapid thinners with XF54 for a primer and got the best results to date. Can you use rapid thinners for most painting situations? Any advice be welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Like we were saying before, they all have their place. That's the thing. I know it's nice to have one thing does all, but because they've all got their little quirks. So like we were saying, if you've got, because I've got them all here, you know, when you do this, and we did this on a live show a couple of weeks ago where we were discussing it, is that I absolutely love rapid dry and thinners for certain jobs. As I said, if you want quick jobs that haven't got to have any type of like glossy finish or a really nice finish to them or anything else, just a good standard flat or satin finish, rapid drying thinners is absolutely great. Normal thinners as well, if you want to slow down the drying times, if you need a little bit of work time with it, things like that, that's absolutely. If you want to have gloss finishes, if you want to have that sort of, you know, nice, beautiful leveled out type of stuff, then obviously anything with a retarder in it, so obviously self-leveling thinners or leveling thinners, all that is has got a retarder into it. So all this is you've got very quick drying, fantastic for normal everyday jobs. Your normal type of thinners is probably what you're used to doing, or the slower one. Obviously the slower one, by its nature, it does take time to dry, so you might get a really nice skin effect onto it and it looks dry, but if you hold it you can end up leaving fingerprints in it and, you know, having all types of problems. So, you know, but they all definitely have their place. I am literally, as you can see, almost out of my rapid thinners. Hint hint to my colleague, might need some of that, because he sent me one of these down the other day actually, so this I've got another one up there, but I'm almost out of this. But I do tend to use rapid drying thinners for a lot of stuff now. It's only if I want doing something like a big project, and I did the VC10, that's a huge lump. I wanted something so it all dries nice and in its own time and everything else, so we did use the slower drying thinners, just so when you're building up the layers it's going to all dry together, you know. I wouldn't probably do big projects with like a rapid stuff, because if you overcoat it, you can end up with textures and things like that. But generally, they all have their sort of place into it. You know, I don't think there's no magic bullet where one does everything. But again, if you're doing small jobs, rapid thinners is brilliant for it. If you're just doing like these, for instance, rapid thinners, absolutely fantastic, because you're just doing a little area, you spray it down, it's dry within 5 minutes, and you work them all with next layers, next coats, and away you go. I love it with primers. So literally that with the, well, you can't really see it now, Mr. Surfacer 100 primer is my primer. I love it. Works exceptionally well. So yes, good stuff.
Thinners, I think it's F54 with this, and it was very, very flat. Really flat. But yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. It dries so quick. And Michael's asking what I'm using for the decals. I'm using that setter stuff.
The white glue.
The
It's
PVA
white glue.
yeah.
Do you put anything in that, or are you just using it neat?
I just shake it and use it neat.
Right, because we were talking about this the other day about putting into it a little bit of retarder into it.
It does.
So it stops it beading up.
It does look like really thin PVA glue though.
It smells like PVA glue as well, doesn't it? Yes, interesting stuff.
Another question.
Tom's just put, well, like rapid thinner in that cause tip dry. No, because you're on a lacquer paint. It's a hot product, so no, you don't get tip dry or with lacquer, do you?
Yes. The thing is, at the end of the day, the lacquers, I always say, are always eating themselves. So that's why you don't get tip dry. You don't get the stoppy starty. The whole point is when if you've ever used, you know, if you come from Model Air, which I think is probably one of the worst ones for stoppy starty type painting, because you always have to blow it through and all the rest of it. As soon as you move to lacquers, you're not doing that anymore. You know, from the moment you start spraying to the minute you finish with it, you won't get any problems with it stop starting, unless you've got a clot in your paint where it's a little bit thicker and it struggles with it. But generally, a good mix of paint, it will go, because the lacquers are always eating itself, so it doesn't dry on the tip, because it will, as it's coming out, it's eating itself and it's just cleaning the tip. And it's probably the biggest, you know, advantage over it is that, you know, if you're doing mottling, I lock my trigger on my airbrush, very small amount of paint, and in the past I've been cleaning out, you're cleaning the nib, you're putting a little bit of thinners on it, go again, 5 minutes later doing it again. Lacquers, it's non-stop. That's the beautiful thing with it.
It definitely makes jobs like mottling easier with lacquers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you paint Vallejo Model Air indoors without much ventilation or a spray booth to spray during the winter? I don't know. Again, James, it's probably one of the most common questions we get is about this type of thing. People talk about lacquer paints versus other things. At the end of the day, they're all really bad for you. Just because you can't smell it doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it. As I said, a friend of ours, he's a surgeon and he deals with it all the time. And like he says, it's the particles that are doing the damage, not the smell. So it doesn't matter if it's acrylic or if it's a lacquer-based paint or it's an enamel paint. The particles is what you're actually inhaling. Because you can't smell it doesn't mean they're not there. So you shouldn't. So what I would say though, obviously, if you're spraying indoors and you're in an environment and you haven't got an extractor, just make sure you spend, 20 quid or whatever it is on a respirator, because that is better in a lot of ways than one of them. This cleans your environment. It's drawing all of those gases out and getting rid of them, as well as the dust particles, and obviously all technically the pigments and all of that are being sucked out, is going in here, but you could still be breathing it in before it gets to there. Because until it's here, it's in your atmosphere. At least if you've got something like this on, and let's face it, with the world, with the pandemic at the moment, we're all acutely aware of face coverings and not breathing things in. So again, one of these on, it's being filtered through this lot. Okay, so by the time what you breathe in, hopefully, it's never going to be 100% effective, but hopefully 99% of it has been taken out and you're not going to get any harmful things. So, even if you can't have an extractor, just wear a respirator of some description. And like I've said before, you're better off with anything is better than nothing. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you've got a 300 quid spray booth or a 50 quid spray booth, as long as it's getting it out your atmosphere and chucking it out. But you really should wear a respirator, which we're all guilty of not wearing them all the time. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you that I wear mine every second of the day, because clearly I don't. And I don't have all of these running all the time when I'm doing tiny little jobs. Obviously, clearly I don't. But the thing is, you should. So it's one of those things. Don't do as I do, do as you say. So, but it is that thing. Just because you can smell it, in some ways it's a bit more of a wake-up call. If you smell it and it stinks, you think it can't be doing me any good. But because you can't smell it, doesn't mean that it's not hurting you.
Exactly.
I don't use a booth with Vallejo Model Air. You should. It's one of those things. At the end of the day, it's what you do and all the rest of it. But honestly, we've got members, and I know people directly who have probably died prematurely, shall we say. They were taken far, far. I'm not saying it was this, but yeah, it might have helped. What are the decanting tops on your thinners? They're called sprouts. That's an in-joke.
Sprout.
But we had a small typo issue on the store. But yeah, they're made by Guns, and they're sprouts. But they don't have the thing. I just put this on, and before somebody says what size they are, because I can never remember, they are 4mm brass. And it's brass tube. I've got tons of it here. So I just cut them and I just stick them in, just so they're a little bit better to go in. Or you can obviously buy Flory Models decanting bottles with an impervious top that is impervious to everything as well. So you can just put it into that and do it that way. But the sprout tops, how much are they? They're in the store?
They're not that stock. We can't get any at the minute.
Oh, right, okay. But if you did want them...
they're not expensive when they are in, but they've not been available for a few months now. So I presume with them and the little mixing cups from Revell.
There they are, sprouts. Mr.
Yeah.
Sprout.
Well, they're £4.
£4, yeah.
Yeah, if you can get them, then they're well worth it. And along with the tool underneath it with the yellow...
Yeah.
The yellow tool underneath the cap opener, whatever you want to call it, that's just a brilliant tool to have.
Yeah.
If you're Tamiya and I presume now that they fit AK real colours as well, don't they?
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, but yeah, this Mr. Spout. I was going to say Sprout again. Mr. Spout, yeah, brilliant bit of kit. Mind you, to be honest, I decant them into the little bottles, but
yes. Yeah, but no, they're very, very handy things to have. But as I say, we haven't got any at the moment, but as soon as we get them, they'll be back in stock and all the rest of it.
Yes, I did order a load, to be honest, to come in on the last order with the thinners and stuff, and they've been out of stock for a while, so I presume they're not producing them, or whoever produces them is producing other more important things at the minute. Usual thing.
But yeah, they definitely work with AK. Got them in there for the real colours.
Scott's asking if we could recommend a brand of respirator.
3M. Get a 3M one.
The organic filter things, the brown ones.
Yeah, if you get the 3 series, is it which ones are these? These are the 3 series, isn't it? Oh no, 6. 6 005s we've got in here. Basically, it's brown series are for gases and things like that, aren't they? They're colour coded. We did have a chart for it and all the rest of it, but I'm pretty sure it's the brown ones are for gases and stuff like that, for paint fumes and those types of things. So, because they do other ones for wood and they do lots of different versions of them. So as long as you've got one that does that, you'll be fine.
Sorry, my chair's very squeaky.
Squeaky chair.
Number 11. Okay, done that.
Right, Clint's off to bed.
Right.
He'll be back for the 7:30 show. Clint, you've deserved it. Go and put your head down, mate.
And say, what time is it in Oz?
After clock.
Yeah, stupid o'clock, I think. Right, so am I going to freehand it, or are we going to put a hard camo? I suppose we could do both. Do one on one, one on the other.
Yeah.
Right, let me just switch over to my booth.
Hold on.
Okay, paint. Paint.
Right. Oh, what time and time zone is cut off for finishing? There isn't a cut off, really, is there?
No, it's only fun, guys. There's no real
Only
cut
fun.
off.
Yeah. No, we're just, if we get finished, we'll get finished. If we don't, we'll carry on next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't stress about it. It's whenever you finish.
Yes.
I was thinking, Phil, you know, with the thread
Yeah.
that's got going, can't we just leave that open?
Yeah, we can just leave it open for now. Yeah.
Shall we leave it open for a couple of weeks and
All
then
right. Yes.
just
Okay.
before Christmas, instead of I'm thinking for you, like moving everything into different categories, if we just leave it open for a couple of weeks for people to finish, and then perhaps like just before Christmas or when we break up, you do a roundup of the turkey shoot final reveals or something.
Yes, I can do that. Not a problem.
Doable.
That sounds spot on. All right, we'll do that then. We'll leave it somewhat open.
And then what we'll do is what we finish, we'll put up in the final reveal section for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cunning plan.
Yes.
Funny enough, Blackadder was on last night. It's
Which
the old
one?
ones. It was
Which one? The Tudor one.
yeah. Classics.
Is that the Queenie one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one with Queenie.
He's got to say, I think that series and Blackadder go fourth are the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the World War One set one the best. Decals are going to take some persuasion, I think.
How's your decals for Nate? I was about to say, how's your decals going?
A bit crap.
Are they not great?
No, but they are like,
Are they thick?
they're not thick. They're just like hovering over the surface. They're not levitating at the moment.
Oh dear. Get some X20A on it.
So, gravity defying decals, just hovering.
Watching them pair painting green.
Yeah.
Are they both painting the same green or different green?
No, John's on XF67 NATO green, and I don't know what he's on now. Is he still on his Akan?
50th
He's still on
coat.
Akan, Andy? Just a nod or a thumbs up will do, mate. Just anything. Give us a sign. He's still there.
You talking to me?
Yes?
No.
What are you saying?
They're talking about you. Are you still on your Akan paint?
Hang on a minute. Alexa, turn off extractor.
That actually works. Oh my god.
It works.
You need yours doing, Nate.
Bugs.
What are you saying, mate? Am I using my Akan yet?
You're still on your campaign, yeah?
Yeah, I've had to thin it because I'm running out, so I'm struggling a bit.
Ooh,
But
right.
should be okay.
How's it painted now? You've thinned it.
It's all right, actually.
Oh, good.
It's all right.
Me and Phil did actually have a discussion, didn't we, about our campaign?
We did, yes.
We did. But
No one else does them now, do they?
that's exactly what we had a
That's what
discussion
we were
about.
saying,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Because it was Coastal Command, was it? Coastal Kit Command who bought in the sets, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they stopped they stopped doing it. So
And they're really nice paints for acrylics.
yes, they did something.
Thinned with X28, they're perfect. Yeah, they really do work well. But
Yeah,
shame.
it is because they did some unique colours to begin with, didn't they? Especially if you're into your Russian Soviet type stuff.
Yeah, aircraft and armour.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they ever branch out into doing other stuff?
They've got a little bit of RAF stuff as well, I think.
Right.
But they did. They're really
Yeah,
good.
because I've got some of their World War One RAF.
Oh, that was it. They did World
That's
War
it.
One
Yeah, they
colours.
did a few World War One stuff, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that because I was doing the Sopwith triplane when they released them.
yeah, them funny browns and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're nice paints.
I see. Did you see the temperature in? Was it Sydney yesterday?
Hmm.
Like last night was 25 degrees overnight,
Jesus.
and it's going to hit 40, I think, today or something. It's just like the hottest.
Yeah. That's
Things
too
I
hot,
imagine they
isn't
all have aircon, though, don't they? And not like us where we just.
Could you imagine the moaning over here?
it?
Jeez,
yeah.
never heard the last
Yeah,
of
the
it.
moan
Would
it's
you?
too hot, the moan it's too cold.
I'd be going to sleep in the freezer. But I know, but 25 overnight, that's extreme, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yes.
Well,
That is ridiculous. Never mind, during the day.
So what was it during the day then? If it was 25 at night.
Do you know what? It's 40, it's hitting 40 degrees. Or somewhere up there. And that's a good point, Jeff. Why has John not got a mask on and he's painting?
Yes.
Yes, John.
And why does his
I know,
camera
eh?
keep slipping back to 60 FPS?
Health and safety, John.
You'll see him come back with the one mask on in a sec.
Nathan's got my mask.
Yeah, look, he's going to put his mask on now. He's going to get told off. He'll get a warning.
Yes. Yeah, we need those disclaimers that whilst, every attempt is possible made,
Yeah.
we're not responsible for staff members and some of their
No.
comments and things they do.
Yes, I should have a mask on, but I'm spraying very low pressure. I've got my extractor on, so
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's okay, is it?
and I'm spraying at my extractor.
Honestly, he's so defensive.
I know. Oh, right. Apparently, Elmer's glue is available in the UK from W.H. Smith's, Hobbycraft, etc.
Oh.
These fills are not making anything.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll tell my brother to cancel that order then.
So, back in the 20s in Sydney. So, what time is it there?
They're ahead of us.
And apparently, it's 30 degrees in Ohio and it's very cold in Utah. There you go, work the report. On the spot, read the reports from around the globe.
Excuse me.
Put your mask on.
Yeah, hold on. Quick, where's my COVID test?
Yeah, hands, come on.
Yeah, quick, where's my nurse?
Stick a swab up his nose.
Do it live on air.
This deckle literally won't curve.
Oh, it's 1 a.m. where Andrew is.
Ooh.
Blimey, SoCal, it's 45 degrees this morning. 2 a.m. Yeah, oh, he's that tired, he don't know what time it is. Blimey.
Oh, you horrible thing.
No, Elmer's wood glue.
Yeah.
School glue.
Yeah, we want the wood glue.
I don't know why, because I've got white glue and wood glue here. It's just just want some for some reason. Obsessed with some Elmer's glue. That's more like it. -15 in central Canada.
There you go. Proper weather.
That's proper. Got snow. I was telling Lydia about Brett and where he lives, and you know he has snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say she was a little bit excited.
You want to go visit now?
Yeah, we don't get snow here, we get slush.
We just get rubbish, don't we? Let's be honest. Crap.
Deckles are putting up a fight.
But snow.
Actually, it's funny, I was going through my phone the other week and we had that proper snow here a few years ago when I was doing the Hornchurch show and coming back from it and all the rest of it. And obviously the photos of it where you couldn't even see my front steps when we had a 4-foot drift, it's like that's probably once in a lifetime experience. Don't think we'll see that again. That was just everything fell in the right or wrong way, depending which side of the fence you're on. So
Yeah. Could have been a different weekend, would have been nice, but there you go.
say that bit where I left you lot and said I'm going to have to go home. Didn't think we were going to get home, was it? Because it was the Hornchurch show.
But it's best when we were sat in the bar at the hotel or when we was eating and the snow was like onto
It was horizontal and there's these people walking past.
There were some girls on the night out with the little dresses on.
Scantily clad girls in high heels, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, what? You're mental. You know, youngsters, eh?
Yes.
It's definitely actually not going down. Even X20A, this deckle is not. Oh,
Not wanting it.
it is not going down. Let's see if I've got something like in the spares box.
Okay, I get you.
Right. I'm asking my little man up here.
Better. This is where this will fall apart in a few months because I've been gluing over painted parts.
Yes.
And it is where Tamiya White Top comes into its own.
I must admit, I'm out of that now because mine has gone proper thick.
Has it?
So, and I've only got a little bit left. I have been topping it up with a little bit of extra thin.
Yeah.
To keep it mobile, but I think next time, I think I might need another one.
You need some more, do you? What with some rapid thinner and...
Yeah, rapid thinner and white top glue.
You're going to have to make a list of what you need.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put in a bit of a thing. Right, okay, I'm going to mute myself just for a second whilst I put the paint on. 1 second.
You can ask them here, Paul, if you want. If you want to ask a question, just whack it up on chat. So, have you found any decals, Nathan?
No, the problem is with the sea area is they painted over, didn't they? They're not the right.
Ain't there none you can nick out the Airfix kit?
I might do, but I'm just gonna try one last thing, like heat it up.
So wait, the rondels that aren't fitting.
Yeah, the roundels won't conform to the curve.
Oh my god.
It's not like it's a big curve either. It's like
Not even with the softener then, he's not doing it.
even X20. They're just not having it.
Have it.
It's lifting.
No, I'm not saying nothing about the F1 because I'll get told off. They don't want to know.
It's just not. Well, they're coming off like that.
Oh god. Is that all of them or just...
Yeah, they're just not taking it all.
What do you reckon, the glue's had it?
I think so.
Ah, that's a problem.
It is.
I'll have a look on Amazon for Elmer's wood glue then. Andy, thank you. Oh dear, that's a proper problem then if your decals are just not sticking.
Well, they've been X28 and they're just coming right off. It's better to get some other decals. Try it again. It's one of the downsides of ancient kits, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, where the decals have seen better days. I can't even send you mine because I don't think they'll be in any better condition than the one you've got, to be honest.
Got some Italeri ones, so I'll be alright.
What, same kit?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I think it's best just to get all these old ones off.
Yeah. Start again. Start again.
With the fact that they're coming, these have been down for a few minutes under two different decal setting solutions, and they're just not. It's
Yeah.
and they're going down with really hot water as well. So there's no reason for them not to. Just like.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions here, Nate. Right. David's asked, is there a place on the forum to post pics of two recently completed builds, not part of a GB or SIG, and no thread builds? Yeah, just stick them in the galleries. The SIG gallery or whatever it is you finish. Yeah, you can just put them in the galleries.
Yeah.
When Phil's back on, I'll get him to show you. You can do the thing. And Paul's compressor is packed in, unfortunately. So he won't be able to finish his pans. A small hole has appeared in my compressor. Should I get a new one or can I get it repaired? Depends where your hole is. To be honest, I've got a really old Revell one that sprung a pinhole leak, and I got my mate of mine to weld it up, to be honest, with his MIG welder. It was like a tiny little pinhole.
Yeah, so Trevor's asking if a hairdryer would help. I mean, they're just not, these decals are just not.
Yeah. And Rob, we'll get Andy to put a pre-order bit up on the section for the Kitty Hawk helicopters. So if you do want one, just whack your name down in there. He'll do it this week, and I'll get them ordered.
These decals are probably 20 plus years old, and I think they were probably, I mean, they're Esky decals, which are notorious anyway, aren't they? So
yeah, they weren't the best. Trevor's asked, won't a hairdryer help? I don't know. I don't think so, do you?
No.
I think the adhesive's gone, haven't they, on it? It's gone.
Yeah.
Have they gone crispy as well, or are they all pretty?
I mean, the curve on a Harrier
Yeah.
intakes is not that curvy, but it just wouldn't even bend around that.
Yeah, they've had it then, haven't they?
So I think it's better just to.
Yeah, that's what I've got, Paul. The Amiga Rebel one. Where's your pinhole? Mine was in the pipe thing that runs underneath it. I think all the water, obviously, over the years, all the moisture collects in there and just rots them inside out. I think I've had mine repaired twice now with when it sprung a pinhole.
Right, let's try again.
So what's these decals?
Italeri ones.
Oh, they'll work then.
Bit newer, bit not rubbish.
It's all right, guys. He's got a backup set from Italeri, so same kit as well, isn't it?
It is, ironically.
Would you paint the rondels?
Not in 72 scale.
No.
Well, no.
How long does it take to paint a tank?
I can't hear him. What's he? Wait, your sound's crap.
Hold on. Right, try that.
That's
No,
better.
it's terrible, mate. That is.
Any better?
No. Dave, how long do you think we can keep this up for?
Right.
Back of it.
Back in the room. He's back in the room. I'll tell you what, Paul. If it is a pinhole in the bottom pipe where mine was, you can get that welded up if you know somebody who's got a MIG welder. Because that's what I've done with mine.
There you go. Larry says the mugs have reached America. He got his yesterday. That's good then, because they went out on Monday. They were in the post on Monday. So there you go. It's taken less than a week. You see, the post system is coming back to us.
Don't say that to John, though, eh?
No.
Make sure he's muted. What was you saying? How long can it take to paint 48 tank? I think it's the same thing.
Well, it's like one colour green. It's not in some camo.
I think they're milking it. They're
I
milking
think
it.
he's
aren't
milking
they?
it as well. I reckon he's doing 3. He's got 3 tanks.
Yeah. Andy should use rapid thinner. Yeah.
I'm just listening to you, like, yakking away. I'm cleaning my airbrush out. And just put lacquer thinners in my colour cup.
But what, on acrylic paint?
Yeah.
You know there.
Is it gonna be gloopy?
It can't actually, has it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it turned to snot? I'd get it out of there then, quick.
Yeah, I'll get it out quick before it does go to snot.
Stop stirring it. Just get it out.
Tip it. Yeah, don't stir it. Tip it.
Just switch Harrier from Hermes to Invincible now. I've had to switch decals.
Thing is, Paul, if it don't work, you know you've got to buy another compressor. If it does, then happy days. You'll get a bit more life out of it.
I mean, how much does a bit of MIG welding cost you?
Exactly, that's it. The thing is, the tiniest pinhole, you just lose pressure. Do you know what I mean? So, and they run all the time anyway because they ain't really got a tank on them. So, yeah. But don't do what I did and overfill it with oil, because that's all mine does now, is chuck oil out everywhere. It sits in a box upstairs on the mezzanine because it was just chucking oil out. Got a bit carried away when I was topping it up.
Mind you, Andy did the same thing, if you remember rightly.
Yeah, but he emptied his in the bath, didn't he?
He emptied his in the bath, he tipped it out.
Tipped out in the bath. Yeah, I did that. It'll level
Well, mine, but Shell was sat in it at the time.
Yeah.
Soften the skin up.
Yeah, that's it. It's a moisturiser.
Yeah.
Right, so we know they're crap. We can go out of the way.
So how's the Angry Phoenix painting gone?
Well, I think it's gone all right. We're all got no overspray, which I'm amazed. So I thought we'd have a go at some of the banding and see what's happened underneath, see if they've still got it.
Should be alright.
And whilst I'm doing that, I'm trying to be posh on camera. Normally I just hang it in here with a knife and go for it.
So how noisy is my compressor with this microphone?
That's a lot better.
Not
It's not really.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's that other microphone just picked it up a lot. My silent compressor.
Yeah.
Kevin's asked you all a question. Hi guys, I've not used lacquer paint before. Should I use? What should I use as a primer? Can I use acrylic paint, Tamiya for example?
No,
Yes.
lacquers.
I used XF54 with rapid thinner for the first coat, then went over it with Hataka lacquer. Works fine. No problem at all.
The beauty with Tamiya is it will thin with lacquer thinners anyway, so just thin with lacquer thinners and choose it as your primer, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can still use it with X28, but if you're using lacquer thinners, you might as well just use lacquer thinners with it.
Yeah. The downside to using this PVA stuff is I can't see the panel light because I've been thought through a bit. Next year's turkey shoot's going to be an armour building, isn't it?
They go back to 70 seconds Revster.
Oh, that was brilliant, that T34 idea. Love that.
Mind you ain't done bad with that, it's just the thing, isn't it? The decals that's let you down.
Got a feeling this turkey shoot build might creep into next week a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, I think mine might as well this week. There'll only be filler finishes as usual.
Last night I was thinking, God, we've only got 2 more sessions to go to finish this off. Got no chance.
I managed my Sky Art last year, I finished it last year, but yeah.
And I actually remember what I built last year, it's still behind me. It's this. It was that.
That was it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Jesus.
I want a 1-200 as a guy with Dakota.
That was it.
Did you give me this, Nave?
I did, yeah. That's a brilliant little kit, isn't it?
It was, yeah. The only panic is I lost the windscreen. And I can't remember how it just turned up. Because I'm thinking, well, that's it. Because if I ain't got the windscreen, he's had it. And I don't know if it was like stuck to my hand or a piece of clothing or it just sort of turned up out of the blue. Like, thank God for that.
I remember what brand I used yesterday.
What?
What brown I used yesterday. Did I use Lincoln brown or thingy? I've got to do a touch up. It's got underneath it. I don't know what I used now. Both of them look pretty ropey. Which one was it? I have a feeling it was that one. Perhaps we used Lincoln.
Right, Dirk's asked the question, and I think the answer is, I don't know. This is, have any of you done Italian World War II with MRP? He's working on an S49. So if you thought World War II RLM was a minefield, wait until you dive into Veto charts, CMP lists, and Tavola 10. every aircraft manufacturer use their own paint with different interpretations of standard colours. So I'd just treat that as a, if nobody knows, do what you think's right. Thank you, the way you solve that one.
Paint it Ferrari red.
I mean, there's always someone who's going to turn up and say, it's the wrong colour according to this reference that's secret, and I'm not going to show you.
Yeah. The one one manufacturer I probably would consider would be Life Colour, as they are an Italian paint manufacturer.
It is a problem with them.
But I say if you're using MRP, that's no good to you. But you know,
Roger, I never know what to do with these blooming decal setting solutions. I'm using the Mark Setter Neo, which looks like PVA glue.
that you don't use that first. You use the other one first.
Use that one first. I never blooming know. I just whack it on and get on with it.
Yeah, no, it's the clear one. I think you use first for that.
I'll try doing it properly then. So I'm going to now.
I thought it was the other one you used first.
It just says instructions on the side of this one. First, apply a quick to the air decal. I swear they've just put the same label in English.
Yeah, it says the same thing on both. I thought you used the milky one first, and then put the clear.
To be honest with you, Nathan, just try the green one.
Green one first and then white after.
I don't think you'll need the white one. Just do the green one.
Put that away.
Just try it on one decal. Don't. I'm gonna have to give you some set and salt.
And even then, I'm like, I quite like for a decal that doesn't behave itself, the Daco Strong.
Yeah.
That's quite handy. But that properly just melts the things.
Oh, what happened then? Someone's beeping. Is that me?
Not me.
I can't do anything.
Oh, I don't know. Like Skype beeping, like it was hanging.
So I've given up on colour accuracy, Dirk. Dirk's got the light colours, but they don't do the mimetico, if that's how you pronounce it.
I was going to say, if you're doing Italian camo on World War II aircraft, there'd be more to worry about than the colour of it.
All those blooming patterns, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think I'd just treat it as a license to be a bit sort of interpretive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really would.
Definitely.
I mean, you can agonise over colour accuracy. I mean, the clue is, 20 years of people trying to sort it out, there's still none the wiser. And people come along saying, we found this reference in a Czech factory. They don't put it online so people can make their own minds up. I think the thing to do is, if you build in loads of Italian stuff, find a colour that looks right for you and build up your models with the same colour, so at least your models match each other, and then leave what other people do to leave other people to do what they want to do. Without a time machine, no one's ever going to know. So.
So if different factories building and painted in different shades, you've got no hope, have you? Let's be honest.
And then we get onto Japanese colours, it's like, whoa. Don't know. And sometimes what I've done is where I've got two different manufacturers' version of the same colour, like just spray them both, use one as like a post shade. And then you're getting a nice bit of variation. As soon as you put weathering products on, you're moving further away from what's in the paint pot anyway, aren't you?
Yep.
That's off to anyone that does World War II Italian stuff. Those camo schemes just frighten me.
Yeah.
Look effective though, don't they?
They look brilliant. I mean, that's the best thing. A good camouflage scheme looks brilliant once it's done. All little donut patterns and stuff on it. I mean, there is the IPMS UK have got an Italian aircraft sig. I don't know if they've got a website or you can Join.
I didn't know there was that, to be honest.
There is an Italian aircraft sinking. I've seen a display at Hosford. I'm not sure what online presence they've got though, but they're usually, the IPMS6 are usually open to non-members. There's the odd one that's not. We'll see what they've got. I think Flooring Models should do a trip to the Italian Aircraft Museum once all this pandemic nonsense is over.
With that cheering. Hey, where is it, Nathan? Italy?
Look, no. It's got tornadoes in it. I know that. And it's near the airport near Rome, but I might be completely wrong.
Is it?
Italian Air Force Museum. Temporarily closed. Yes. It's got loads of World War II stuff. Look at that. Near a lake. Yeah, it's north of Rome. There's nowhere near the airport though. But yeah, it looks like it's a weekend in Rome. There you go.
Nice place, I've been.
Yeah. I've been to Rome. I love Rome. It's a bit hot, but
I
nice.
went
Nice
to
scenery.
Yeah.
Lynn says, you have to say, I had a very interesting colour reference in a Hasegawa subject. It said, for the colour for the propellers were propeller colour.
That's what I like.
Close enough.
That clears that one up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can't argue, can you?
No.
No, can't argue with that.
Right, so the question is, for the red colour in the mouth, I'm thinking I might just stick wash in it. Rust wash, and then I can just wipe clean it.
Right.
Fun.
But in that orange.
The rusty colour, no, it's probably more going to be the... Funny enough, I've got about 10 litres in the kitchen at the moment.
Go on,
Talk
try
about
it.
fresh off the production line, it really will be.
Helicopter. Sort of helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Loonies.
Or do we just go in with red? Bit of XF7 red.
Yeah, XF7 ready.
You'll stand out there, though, won't it?
Right, okay.
Right. Has chat gone quiet or is it froze on there? Who's your last posting in chat?
Lynn's talking about
Oh, mine's froze then because mine's dirt.
Italian prop colour. What grey would you use on a Tornado GR4 cockpit? It's dark Admiralty grey, but I tend to use XF54. It's probably not quite the right colour, but
It is very close.
look, damn alright. Looks alright to me.
Yeah.
And again, once you get a bit of weathering in there and all the dials and stuff, it looks about right to me.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice paint to work with, it's Tamiya, and if ever I can use the Tamiya paint, I will.
If you're asking about Michael here, it's LP41 mica blue I've used on it. I'll shove it to. Not bothered about showing off the engine, so that's what it's going to look like, kind of. Right. Steering column, should I say.
Put a close up. Ta-da! How's
So
that?
what are you using? You done XF7?
XF7.
Oh, very nice. And you've brush painted it?
I am. See, you're proud of me.
I am. Braver than I am.
I think I'd have tend to choose washing.
Shush now. We're in.
Are white ensign paints still available in the UK? Great naval colours. They are, but they're called colour coats now. They were bought out by a different company, and they're called Sovereign Hobbies, based up in Scotland. And it's the same paints. They're enamel. They're really nice.
Right. Always follow the instructions. Yeah. That will teach me not to follow the instructions, won't it?
Can't you get steering back in?
No, the steering column won't fit now. I've put the pedals on. Good to have only stuck them on with white thing glue, innit? Come out the orifice, there we go. There we go. Better.
That's the one there. Thanks for doing that.
What's he done?
Put the Sovereign Hobbies link up to the white ensign paints. Enamel's still waiting for their renaissance, aren't they?
Yeah, give it 10 years and they'll be back.
What, enamel paint?
Yeah, Humbrel.
Pins.
Oh yeah, they're ready, aren't they?
Yeah. What I can't fathom is you get enamel weathering products going off, but enamel paints can literally be as old as the hills and they'll still work.
Yeah.
Have we figured out why that is yet?
No, not yet.
Andy, Tom sent you messages about JU52.
Okay.
Tom Hardy.
There you go. Apparently, Canadian government stopped Humboldt from coming into Canada because of labels.
What is it about governments and labelling paints? It's not like people are mixing them with Coca-Cola and drinking the things, is it? Paint's suddenly enemy number one.
Right, see if we can get these back in now. Oh, God.
Yeah, no problem, Tom. I'll get Matt to.
Yeah, I've just seen what he's put.
What's he done?
Nothing. Just wants us to hold on to something for a week. Best thing to do, Tom, because is just shoot me a message when you're ready for it, and I'll post it. Or Andy, shoot one of us a message and say, yeah, can you stick it in? Because I think this week's going to be a bit manic for me, to be honest. So by next week, I'll have forgot what day it is. So if you don't mind doing that, that'd be good, Tar.
Just thank you for everybody for purchasing over the weekend.
Yep.
Keeps Matt
Oh.
busy.
Off the street. Yep.
Right, I think I might need another coat, but for the moment, I think that'll do.
Helicopter's back.
The police helicopter.
Probably. I can hear it. I don't think I can see it.
Quick, hide.
I'll turn the lights off in the shed.
Right, okay, that's the bit I don't have to hold my breath anymore, but there we go, that's our little guys done. That's them in.
No, Nigel, it's not out yet. As far as we can see, it's a future release. So I can get it when it's out, but at the minute, as far as I know, it's still
Oh, is that P?
that P43.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to message you back. Yeah, we can't get it. It's not out. Yeah, it's not been released yet. Not here, anyway.
Not here. It might be Czech or Czech Republic or wherever it is.
It's imminent, isn't it? But
Yeah. What's it doing?
yeah, we have looked into it, but
Yeah. Oh look, John's got his mask on.
He's just sent somebody out to buy one.
How clean his filters are, look.
Very clean workspace. Still spraying a little tan green. bet he's on his 10th one now.
I'm having a bit of trouble getting me bloody masking off. I should have just painted it white.
That's what you get for using blooming masking fluids. Crap.
Yeah.
So you think it's the easy option when you're doing it, don't you? But then it.
Just asshole. It never comes off right. Like, Andy, use your finger.
You seen the state of this stuff?
Yeah, just use your finger.
I'm not able to pick anything else up for a month.
Yeah, oh, bloody stuff's still wet, that's why. Yeah.
And what,
The mask oil, yeah.
has it not gone off?
No. Obviously it was on there a bit thick.
That's what you get for rushing.
Yes, never mind. Alright, it's fine. Fine.
Not a problem, is it?
No, not for seasoned professionals like us. Jesus. That's why we don't build live. Here's what I did earlier.
Yeah.
Right, how are we in chat?
We're doing
Wait
alright
for
in chat.
Phil to sneeze. Yeah, about right.
Enjoy it, Gary.
John and Andy, which one will get their T55 finish first? Neither.
Betting on the race.
Not for the amount of time it takes them to paint bits, that's for certain.
Mine will be together. It just won't be weathered.
Right, there's some things in our chat. Trumpy Scrapers should be probably back end of next week, if anybody's wondering. Question for the team: what colour should I paint my little submarine base? Yellow.
Yes, the Angry Phoenixes are done by Sabre.
Sabre models.
Sabre models.
Don't know really, Christopher. You can paint it whatever colour you want, really.
Well, that's the point. Your model, paint it your way.
Ooh. One for Andy. Was in contact with Infinity Models. 30-second Helldiver, possibly out at the end of December. Quick, get rid of HBH1.
The same kit, isn't it? Except it's got plastic exterior.
Hey, except you can glue it together.
Yeah.
Gary says he's starting his 70-second Hunter tomorrow. He won in the recent auction.
Yeah, it's a lovely little kit. You'll enjoy that. Could see a few of those in the Africa group build, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Some nice ones there.
I love decorating.
Is your yellow submarine? Is your submarine in the build section, Christopher? And then we'll have a look.
Yes.
So normally, to be honest, they paint them black, don't they, bases?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I suppose you could paint it.
Same colour as the submarine.
There you go. Look, yeah, get the Sergeant Pepper band on the deck. We'll have a look. We'll have a look again. Make sure you have a look at his thing, Bill, with build thread.
Right. Yeah, we will do that. We'll have a look at about 4:30.
Yes.
Ow.
I think Gary's changed his mind on the hunter now because he's got a note for the Africa group build.
You can get the extra decals for the hunter. They've got Rhodesia and Kenya. Good. I'm going to build the tank that John and Anna are building. Ethiopian army colours for the. No decals on it whatsoever.
There's not many on this.
I'm not enjoying this.
I can say it's going to refill my glass and wash my hands because they're covered in silver pigments.
Yes.
Yeah. These bloody.
What?
Still trying to get mask oil out of the.
Well, you get an hairdryer on it.
Well, it's dry now, but it's stuck in the recess.
Right.
All right. I think we got it. I think we'll just have to pop in there with some white.
You'd really think it would just peel out in one, wouldn't you?
Well, you would hope so.
So you grab a corner and it just nicely peel out and it'd be all clean and it just don't work like that. I think it's just yeah.
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 Matt's asking, he's never done armour with full interior. Is it tough for someone with only a few armour kits under their belt, and are they worth the time it takes?
No. I wouldn't say they're worth the time it takes. Obviously Phil's built one, so he's better equipped to answer this than I am, but I don't see the point of it. I can see the point of semi-interior kits. So if you've got like turrets and you've got a bit of a turret interior, you've got an hatch open, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you're going right down to the running gear upwards, I don't get it. I can't see the point of.
Again, I think it's one of those things where if you're a builder and you want to, experience the entire model as a whole, so you get an understanding perhaps how the suspension system works, how the engine works, how the transmission works, then obviously doing a full interior tank is a real good learning curve for you because it enables you to see the workings in and out of it all. But from a modeling point of view of looking in, you're never going to see any of it anyway. So it really depends if if you've got an engineering type interest or a mechanical one, then yeah, they're absolutely really nice because you are building all the parts. And to be honest with you, it's no different from this Riffield one I'm working on here. With the MRAP, it's got every last part the real thing's got, it's got. So you get a very nice understanding of the complexity of the suspension system, the drive system, and everything that's going in there, where normally if it's just molded in one, you wouldn't take any notice. You'd be like, okay, two halves go together, put the wheels on, away you go. So that's the difference. It just depends really if that's what you're quite interested in and if you want to go down to that level. But it's taken, what are we on, part 5, and we've literally just got the suspension, running gear and engine done in 5 parts of that one, where if that was a normal model, you'd probably be well into paint by now. So if and I find as well, I don't like to get bogged down. Obviously, for you guys watching the videos, I want you to get a natural, really fast progression. So first 3 parts was just building the suspension. To me, I found boring when I was editing it, let alone you guys for watching. But because it's got all that complexity in there, you need to show it. So if you guys are following along with the build, all the problems I had, you can see as well and see how I've dealt with them, so forth and so on. So I felt it, we will show it warts and all during the build. So yeah, that's the thing to it. But I can see, if you're a more of a casual modeler and you like an overall, I think just doing the outside, maybe you say the hatches, things like that, that's far more nice, to do. But again, if you're into mechanics and mechanical engineering, all those things, then it does give you a very good appreciation of all the work that goes into these in real life. So that's how I sort of see it. It's nice to do 1 or 2, but I wouldn't want to do a lot,
Yeah, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, looking at like releases from Riffield, who were at Tacken, wasn't it? Was the start. They've shied away from it. I think they've kind of listened and go like, oh, it's just too many part counts on it. That's why I think Tacken do blitz kits now. And then Byfield, obviously, your MRAP, but they do options of the Tigers. You can have one with full interior or not, and the Panthers and the Jag Panthers. And I was talking to Garrett Tiger Hobbies and says, you know, they're an hard sell, aren't they?
Yeah.
The full interior kits are expensive, and like you say, you've really got to be into it. I think that's subject as well to want to tackle it. It's not something you're going to do on a whim, is it?
No, not so. I think, you know, the big thing is, like you just said then, you've also got the cost, because obviously if it's a full interior kit, you know, the cost is a lot more than a normal kit. So a lot of people might think, well, that's really expensive for one item, whereas you might be able to get two for the price of that, you know, as well. Some manufacturers aren't so bad, but some of them, they're a lot more expensive to have full interior. But like we said before, if you go back 20 years, there wasn't that. Your option was aftermarket, wasn't it? Somebody do an aftermarket engine and somebody do perhaps a bit of an interior or photo etch. That's what you did. But there seemed to be a bit of a fad a few years ago, sort of 5 years ago, wasn't it, where everybody was doing full interiors. But that seems to have died off quite quickly. So I think that's a bit of a tell that from a sales point of view, they're looking at it, especially for the companies who do both options. The normal one is obviously outselling the full interior. So that's why they've sort of shied away from them now.
Yeah, I mean, Eleanor's put a good point here. Like, would it be possible to maybe build the interior, mount it separately from the model, which is, you know, you've seen.
But then again, it depends on the model, isn't it? It's like we said before, it's showing them and just, you know, you really need to pick it up and look at it, you know, because like again, the King Tiger is a classic example. You know, you've got like the bottom and you can look inside the hull. That's no problem at all. You know, fair enough. You can see the workings in there, but you still can't see everything because the engine, once it's installed, you can't see it. But there's tons of it to it. All the drive shaft, the torsion bar suspension system, it's all beautifully done. Once the floor's on, you can't see it. But then even if you've got the upper hull, unless you're going to show it upside down to see all the inside of it, you can't see it. But you don't, because you do it this way, because obviously it's the outside of the tank and that's got Zimmerit on, and it's very difficult to show it unless you physically got your hand and you can turn off all the parts and go blah blah blah. But from a photo point of view, because you know, I've got mine in here somewhere. Where are we? Video builds. You know, on the King Tiger. Let me just bring that up a minute. Where is it? King Tiger. So this one in here, you know, we can run through, but you see you've got all this gorgeous detail. And don't get me wrong, it is amazing when you're down to this level of everything going in. So you've got photo etch in there as well, and then you start to paint it up. So again, the floor plates in the side here, we've lost most of it. You know, the engine bay at the moment's empty, but you've got the transmission coming through and the motors off the front and everything. And as you sort of, you know, unless you're doing a photo build like it, you don't get appreciation for everything going in. Those fans and everything are a work of art, the cooling system onto it. And again, now that bottom layer's gone, even with this lot going in, you know, and then just generally working through, you got all the interior that was done and weathered, you know, inside of the hatch is all very nicely done. The gun, all the parts, again, it's all, you know, it's great seeing it this way, but generally, you know, we put on the Zimmerit onto this one and going through and with the painting and the weathering, having fun with pigments. You know, and it's that thing that it's just sort of, you do lose it. And say, you know, I've got all of this to go back on and look at, but as soon as here you go. So a lot of this under here you can't see now because you've lost it already, and that's to show it like that without the top on. So that's one piece, and then let me just zip through these. That's the top, but you can't really see the inside of it, if you know what I mean. And do you have the turret completely off? And how do you display the turret, off, on or off? Because it's got all the stuff on the inside of the turret as well.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those. I think it's so awkward to try and demo. And I know there's guys who put electric motors in them and they show them going up and down and all things like that and everything that goes with it. But for me, it's lost, and all that works for nothing. You know, and again, I know it's in there, just nobody else does, you know, but yeah. Because again, when you demo and you show them like this, it doesn't look like a King Tiger then, because it's in bits.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a final photo there with them all literally on it. I've got one down under here, but yeah, but it's very, very difficult to show them and to demo them. And, you know, to be honest, I like to look at a model when they're done as a whole, not in bits, you know,
Yeah.
so... Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you with that.
Breaks the line, doesn't it?
It's like them who do cutaways as well, and then they put the red sort of marker and, you know, don't do it for me, to be honest, that sort of thing. But you can see why they do it when they put all that effort into doing an interior, and like you say, you button it up and you don't see any of it. It's a bit, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
At least the option's there for you if that's your sort of thing, isn't it? Before it was like you say, you'd have to go and buy a resin interior or a load of aftermarket stuff for it to do that. But at least now you have on certain tanks, you've got the option if you do want to pull a full interior in it. I do like, is it Meng that do sort of partial interiors that you can?
See, some of them have the driver's compartment, don't they? Or just like the fighting compartment, but they don't do everything, you know?
Yeah. So if you do want to put an hatch open, then at least you've got something in there rather than like if you're buying a Tamiya kit, it's just a black hole in it, really.
Yeah. But I think that's obviously you're back to that thing. It's the beauty of the hobby. You can go as far or as little as you like. It's what interests you. Say if you're into mechanical engineering, I think you'd always do fully interior kits for all that detail because that's what you're into. But if you're into more of just the overall or showing it in like a fighting pose or having it in a diorama, for instance, then obviously you're not going to need that. You know,
No.
So I think that's just part of it all, really, isn't it? You've got the options, which is quite nice. It's nice when the manufacturer does give you that, where it's like you can either have it normal or full interior. You know, at least because otherwise, if it was only available with full interior and you didn't bother, that's a waste of money, isn't it? You know, it's costing you a fortune for the kit. So
yes, no, definitely. What is the best? What is the best 135th Russian T-34 tank?
Above my pay grade, that one.
Do you know what though? There's so many of them out there. It's like Zarevstas is pretty good. ICMs are pretty good. There's obviously the new one from Mini Art, which if you do want to do an interior, there's that one. There's a Tamiya do one. There's Border Models are bringing one out, I think, and Ryefield are there. It's just so many. I don't know. I don't know if there is a definitive good one. I presume back in the day it would have been the Dragon one, but obviously that's knocking on a bit now. So, Academy do one. Everybody does a T-34.
Yeah, they're quite popular, like the real thing.
Again, it's price as well, isn't it? You know, it's hard to say. It really is hard to answer that as a that is definitely the best one in 35th because I don't know if there is one. I think it's just they're all good options. I think.
Yes.
Question.
I don't mind looking at the ICM and the Zarevsta ones, to be honest, at some point. Because they do both versions of 76 and a 85.
So, question from a couple of minutes ago. Do we think Academy will re-release their CH-53?
It'd be nice if they did. It would, but I don't know which one was released this year that we had in. What was that?
Sorry.
Phil.
Sorry.
That was the MH53. It was.
That's the MH in it with the big sponsons on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they might do if they've dug the molds out again. They might do, but we don't know. I've not heard anything that they are. So, I mean, the way they were fetching money on eBay,
they were going for stupid money, weren't they? Because again, we were slightly when we got a whiff on some, didn't we? And we were hoping it was the CH-53E, the normal one, but then it turned out it wasn't. It was the Mindhunter version, wasn't it? The big one with the big sponsors on the MH-53.
Yeah.
So,
but again, it's still a nice.
It's a hell of a kit. It's a big lump.
Massive, isn't it? It's a huge thing in 48. Literally, I reckon who we got them from had one sort of. I don't know if they'd special ordered them in. You see, because it could actually be out in the Far East or South Korea or whatever, and we're not getting them over here. I don't know because it's obviously what our importer brings in or whoever gets them in the UK. So it sort of came and went as fast as that, didn't it? Really?
Yeah. Definitely. I'm just giving this a second quick coat whilst I think of it.
That kit is one of those that looks really nice when it's all folded up. It looks like a transformer, doesn't it? Where all the rotor fold goes back and then all the tail folds in.
And we've had a bit of chat about the Africa build. What do we think about those South African lightnings?
What livery are they? South African?
Some of them had like a special scheme on them. Black one, I think. There was a black one. Ah, yeah.
It was like the Buccaneers and that, because one of the Buccaneers, one of the last ones that went out there, came out from my local airfield at Exeter. So I saw it fly off, go off to South Africa.
There's one with like special light. It was black, had like shell logos and all sorts on it, didn't it? As long as it's not in RAF markings, I guess it's okay. Proper grey area on that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit grey, that, because technically it's more like an occupational thing, isn't it?
So
they weren't actually used by.
Aren't we back to this? If we've got to think about it, it don't count.
Yeah, basically, I think that is the one that doesn't count because you have to think about it.
That is the rule, Garrett. If you've got to think about it, it don't count.
If it's grey and you're thinking about it, it don't count. Yeah, that's our new way of doing it.
Yeah.
Dirk's picked up that there's a Somali MiG-17 option.
Right.
You can get the I can never say that. Zvezda and Dragon ones, cheap as chips. But then back to, I think there's an Su-25 and Angolan markings coming up. That's a good choice.
Yeah. I think Peter's made a good point there about the interior kits. Is like Rifles bring out the Panzer III and the Sherman without, and then they're going to bring them with interior at a later date. Same with the Panzer IV, and apparently Amusing Hobbies will bring in out a T-72 with full interior. I have to agree with him on the mini op. It just come mad with multiple variants from multiple factories on a multiple day. It gets a bit much from him. I think, especially because they started on the T-34 family, and that is just like they could just go on and on and on with that.
Yeah.
It's like the T-55 did. There's a Polish one, a Czech built one, and every man and his dog. I don't know. I think into T-55 and T-55 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There must be subtle differences from obviously a Polish one to a Czech one to whatever. I don't know. I'm not up on that, but you're getting down to splitting hairs, aren't you, with it? So Mini Art should just stick to doing pigeons and pianos and guitars, like what they're good at.
Yes. Pigeons.
Basically the stuff I like. I'm not bothered about a T-34 with full interior that was built on a Thursday in 1943. Don't care.
I've got a couple here. Monkey says that he's enjoying the shows. Good stuff, guys. Thank you. Dan says about the Roden C5 in 144, worth the money.
Roden, isn't it?
It's Roden. To be honest, that's really expensive though, isn't it, that kit, if I remember rightly?
Is that the one that's like massively expensive compared to everything else in that scale?
Yes.
Because they do a Star Lifter that's not small, and that's like £40 cheaper.
Yeah.
Again,
I think you're into that thing. It is what it is. And it's
big.
It's going to be a big kit anyway. But yeah, I can understand the point of view because there is a massive discrepancy in the price between that one and others. So yes, I think it's one of those where if you want a T5, it's your only option anyway, as far as I know. So
I was about to say that. What other options is there?
Good afternoon. Question 1. What would you say is the best liquid masking product? To be honest, I like this one, which if I'm using it, is we were discussing it earlier, saying it's a false economy, this stuff, but this is the Mr. Masking Sol R. It's the non-rubbery one. so you can cut it with a knife and it doesn't shrink back. If you have the normal one, which you got over there, which is the masking sole, that one is more rubbery. So when you cut it, it shrinks back. This, you can cut it and it just stays where it is. So that's the one I would go for a masking product. I've also got Molotov pens as well, which are great, but they're very, very thin. And to be honest, as I've just found out, they also stain your paintwork. So you have to be a bit careful with these because it turned my white paint blue. So that's originally how we were doing it at the beginning of the show, but I've binned that off and we've gone through that one because it was killing my stuff. Question 2, is Hasegawa's B25 in 72nd scale any good? Anyone built that one?
Yes. No, really good. Really good kit, best in scale.
I was thinking it is the best in scale though, isn't it?
Because they do the later they do the J's and the H's, where Airfix ones are the C's and D's with the turret.
Yes.
Down the middle of the spine, where the ones behind the cockpit.
Yeah.
Is the I presume that is a later one, isn't it?
A later version, yeah.
And that's the version I like. That's the one I want in 48 for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if HK actually downsized theirs into 48, I might actually consider building an aeroplane again if it's that version. Because there's only the old Revell one, the monogram Revell one with raised panel lines that is that version, which again I think is criminal. Just mad, isn't it? Because there's so many cool schemes they're used in every theatre pretty much.
Yeah.
And why there's only one version in 48? It's not even a massive aeroplane, is it? To be honest, it's not huge.
No, it's not huge. No.
So, you know, there's obviously the old Academy kit, Accurate Miniatures one that keeps getting released, but that again there's a C and a D in it. The one with the turret down the spine.
Yeah, the Accurate Miniatures is the other option.
I tell you what, ICM need to be getting their arse in gear and get on them.
But again, I think we'll see that from them. It's just in their genre at the moment, isn't it? With the light bombers, or medium bombers,
and the B-26, and
yeah,
happy days then.
Yeah, I can imagine them doing it. Robert says the Lightnings were privately owned in Africa and had RAF roundels on them. Yes, unfortunately, didn't have any insurance, so that's why he lost them. Well, grounded now permanently. Zombie says, just asking again, making sure you see it. Sorry, I must have missed it. But any plans to have Brett on regularly? He's on tonight, so how regular is that? He's be back with us tonight at 7:30. Clearly, he's probably in bed at the moment. Yeah, apparently the C5's over $100.
Yeah, I think it's about 80 odd quid over here. I think 80, 90 quid.
Yeah. Anyway, scrap that because Igor said he didn't mean the B25. He meant B17. So in that realm, B17 depends on again which versions you want to do. But obviously, Airfix have got their ones, which isn't bad. We've been seeing them a lot recently. And then Academy. Just thinking because they did both types. I'm just thinking of different ones: the glass type and with the turret type on the front.
Yeah, G and F.
That's it. Yeah.
Rebel.
Yeah.
Go on, Andy. Go and get yours.
Has Andy done one?
Yeah, he did go and get it. Change my task. Needs a dust off.
Yeah, we'll dusted it as he comes up the stairs.
Say, get the duster on it first.
That's it.
Actually, the Revell one's not a bad kit. I don't think that's it's one of them that's been dropped again, I think.
Yeah.
But again, the Airfix one's gone, which is a shame because that is quite a good kit. I wonder if they'll do an F. It's funny how they always bring the G out into it, and the F's probably the more
prolific. Yeah, when I did my research about doing mine, if you go through it all, as I say, the F, it's everywhere. They did build thousands of them, but they didn't do many of the others.
No.
So,
but obviously, like we've said, they always release the least popular version first, and then they'll
cash in and then cash it again.
Yeah, they do. That's how it works, isn't it? But
oh look, here it is.
Dust free.
With that authentic dusty look.
Yeah, it's been in the med, that one.
Hold on. Where is he? There he is.
Let me get my brush out.
Yeah, out comes the dusting. It's actually metal under there.
Put a mask on.
He's just going to put dust all over his tank now.
Not too bad.
Authentic weathering.
Yeah. And if you do like an anti-static brush like this, it's available via Tamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fairly it's a newish kit, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
Not as new as the Airfix one, but it's got a decent interior in it, but you can't see any of it at all. I enjoyed
Looks
it.
like the B17, doesn't it?
Looks like a B17.
So yeah, I think there's options out there, isn't there? It's like if you definitely want newer ones, if you get the Airfix one, that's good. That one's okay. The Revell and the Academy one's not too bad. And didn't Asagawa do one many moons ago?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think the Academy one's probably showing its age now. It's got to be a good sort of 20 odd years old now, that one.
Yeah.
But the other two are quite more modern, aren't they?
Yeah. And Nathan got an Academy one.
I've got the Revell one that Andy's done, but not built up.
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, the Revell one. I mean, we're talking 20 quid.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a big kit for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Big box full of plastics. It's good value for money.
I mean, what's the Airfix one's about 30 quid, isn't it? If you can get it, I think. Again, you know, like just thinking like the B24 in 72nd. Obviously, the Asagar one that's very expensive when you can get it, and then it's the old Academy Minicraft one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've done the Minicraft one. They say the Hasegawa boxing, which came out in around about 2007.
Let's say yours the Edard one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Edard's the reboxing of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
But originally, I think the Hasegawa one came out in around about 2007, 2008.
Because obviously that's been reboxed by Edard as well, and it is a Coastal Command ones. So, but again, another one overlooked in 48th, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Be nice to see a privateer.
Yeah, we were discussing this around, wasn't it? As I say, I think that's well overlooked because we've got, what was it, Matchbox was the only one?
That's it, Matchbox, and then there was a for the 48th one there was a real it's like nigh on impossible to get the conversion for it now. Because you have to extend the fuselage and it's all got different bits and lumps and bumps and the pods on the side. It's just a completely different aircraft, really. But yeah, the conversion for that is just like ends teeth. Fetch silly money if you can get them.
Yeah.
So yes, you never know. You never know. People might be hearing this again, like the Tiger Moth.
Well, this is it. Yeah, after us mentoring Tiger Moth, they took us and decided that's a very good idea, guys, and we're going to release it. So thank you.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
We will. Yeah.
This is 909, and the aircraft that was painted up in this colours is the one that crashed last year.
You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Crashed on landing, didn't it? And
what have we got down here? Dan says, remembers the Revel kit back in the 70s where you could retract the gear.
That's the old one, is it?
Is that the 48th one, or is that the old 72nd one?
Don't know.
One, I think I've got vague recollections of that myself.
Hey, there's a rumour a Czech company is planning a Mozzie. Could be special hobby or sword. So, in 72nd, I mean, that's going to take so much to beat the Tamiya one, and that's knocking on, isn't it?
I was going to say, Tamiya one's proper old, but it's really good.
I built the Asagar one, actually, and that's not a bad kit.
They did what I'd like to see with a Mosquito is a really flexible boxing with lots of different options in one kit. I know they don't tend to want to do that these days, do they?
You'd think Airfix would do one, wouldn't you? Being an iconic British aircraft that it is.
They did do the 72nd one, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean an update, a proper.
Well, yeah, from the 70s.
Yeah.
The other day you asked me, Nathan, if we've got a particular kit, Airfix kit. We didn't have, and then I was like going off about all the ones I had got.
Yeah. I don't want to see it, Nate. I don't want to see it now. I don't want to know.
I found that and I forgot I got it.
What's that?
What's that? Stick it under your big cam. Ooh.
What? A sword lightning?
Yeah.
I get them.
Horrible thing.
It's not horrible. Look at the box art. Brilliant.
Look at the box art, yeah.
Don't look inside the box. Just look at the box art.
Yeah, it's not It's not the easiest to build, that.
That'd look good on John's wall behind him.
The box art, yeah, well done.
Nathan needs that.
On his wall of shame behind him, look.
Yes.
Hey, it's going to be sort of thingy when you put a tank up there, John. Or
That's going to ruin your Zeng.
Or is that going somewhere else in your shed?
Different wall.
No, so it'll go up.
Yeah, just out of camera shot.
See, Airfix could do with putting the small
I've got-
tank
just-
lightning into their range.
Yeah.
The
Just
F6 was lovely.
I say, just talking of his wall of shame, where are you going to put the box top for the Airfix JU87 when you've done that next year?
Mm.
That's true. Where
That
the
could go on the
hell's
door. You
that-
can
where
put that
that's
on your
gonna
door.
go?
Hang it from the ceiling.
There you go. Look,
Yeah,
you can have it on your
stick the
door.
ceiling, I think.
He'd be right. You can put it on his door. Got loads of room
Show
on his
us-
door.
Show us your box for it.
Yeah, hell of a project,
Oh,
that.
it's right at the bottom of a load of other kits.
Great.
Okay.
Show us your box then.
Come on, get it all on.
And can we look at that bear at the bottom as well, on the other side?
Yeah, what's buried in his staff?
It's got the Stuka to build you as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, ask him
There's
that in a
Tim
minute when he's put it all
off the
back.
section.
He's doing that super next year. Oh, it's that box.
Oh, it's the horrible box art. You don't want that one. Yeah, it's not the best box art, is it?
When I built it as a kid, I had the original one.
Because the other one was that way. Yeah, I was going to say, that's
Yeah.
the better
Oh,
box
yeah.
art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it was the original boxing as well, because it had the swastika on it.
Yeah.
You got plenty of aftermarket for that, haven't you?
I've got all the aftermarket you can get for it. Well, it's just
Kill.
not, to be honest. It's just like the air scale instrument panel. Some gun barrels.
Got harnesses, ain't you?
Yeah, harnesses.
It'll look good on the half of the Luftwaffe table.
Mhm.
Yeah, with a
You're gonna need a bigger
124, 109. Yeah, with a 124 scale, 109 and 190 on the other
90,
side.
yeah.
And that'll get easy setup for us.
Iger says, thanks for asking my question. My girlfriend thinks you guys are awesome. So do I. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I
We
just
will
answered
take that.
Gav.
My wife agrees sometimes.
No, she doesn't.
No, just don't.
She thinks we're all a pain in the ass. Clint says, just wanted to know how Steve is doing. No idea, to be honest. Haven't heard from him at all. Clint says that Plastic Model says that's somewhat of a mystery.
Hey, I've got a question here. Well, I can answer him actually. Gav's messaged up about them decals. He ain't got none, Gav, I'm afraid. Nobody's got any for the Corsair 2 that he was asking about the other day.
Oh, yes, no,
Sorry,
we
mate,
haven't.
nobody's got none. Put a thing up on the forum.
Yeah, stick it in the forum, in the asking area. The wanted bit. You may know, somebody might have some. Edard doing a 148 scale Mozzie, question mark. Can't imagine it. They haven't gone that big of their own tooling yet, have they?
Who's that?
Neil saying in chat about an Edard 48 scale Mozzie, question mark. But they've only done fighter size stuff. They haven't done light or medium bombers.
So good point, actually. I wonder if their tools, their equipment can't do it.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. Because obviously their moulding machines, having seen the films on it, are quite small in the scale of them. So obviously the spruce, obviously the bigger you get, the bigger the rams you need and the bigger the equipment. So maybe they're doing fighter size type things for a reason. So,
Yeah, they've done a 110 though in 48, haven't they? That's twin engine.
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, but I think a
They are a
110
cheap
smaller than a
company.
Mozzie though, isn't it?
It's what?
A 110 smaller than a Mozzie.
Not really.
No.
Wingspan's quite big still.
That's the same for size. Anyway, there's a question here for John. On that Stuka, Do you plan on using the wheels in the kit or stronger replacements? Or are stronger replacements available? Sorry, I didn't read all that properly. Well, John's going to cast his own. That's what he's going to do because he's such a whiz with resin.
You can get resin replacements from the States. There is a US company that makes resin replacements, but I don't know if I'll be able to get hold of those. But yeah, I might have got casting my own. I've never done casting. It can't be that difficult.
I'm sure if you ask somebody, they'd be willing to help you out.
I was about to say, with all our American friends on here, I'm sure somebody can source some, and even Brett's on in a bit. Why don't you ask Brett? He owns a model shop.
But the rubber in it is like the newer style rubber. I think it's not the old horrible stuff.
Yeah, but apparently they don't fit the rims, do they? The tyres don't fit on the rims properly. There's a gap, and it looks crap.
Is there? I don't know.
Well, cut them off and have a look while we're on.
Yeah, have a test fit now.
Have a test fit now so people know when they buy it if they need aftermarket wheels or not.
No, I might have a go at casting my own.
You'll be seeing John.
It's all right, John. We'll have a casting day. It's fine. As PM models, any plans to stock display? In a lot of ways, we do already. It's just it comes under a different name called Meng. Because obviously we stock the Meng stuff, which is display. Because obviously we can get all the Meng stuff really easy. Display is very, very difficult. As I say, a lot of you know Kareen from Brevco. They're the main people for it in Europe. And they have trouble getting hold of stocks even. So that's the trouble. Like Brett says, he's got a load. He'll be stocking it at a high altitude, but it's stuck in customs warehouse somewhere. So it's not the easiest thing, and they're not the easiest company to deal with either, from what I've heard. So yes, but don't forget, Meng rebox a lot. It's a little bit more expensive, but they do rebox a lot of their stuff.
And to be honest, we're actually finding that Trumpet tools, which are a lot cheaper, are really quite good.
Yes, the Trumpeter Master Tools things now are really stepping up. They're getting very, very good. It's good quality stuff. It's not crap like you would think it would be. Because again, I'm totally guilty of it. Being a bit of a snob when it comes to tools, you often think of like Master Tools being cheap Chinese rubbish. They're not. They're actually very, very good. You know, and after playing with the drill for the last few weeks and doing that, I've sort of really changed my opinion on them totally nowadays.
And the snips are all right, aren't they? Them little single-sided snips. I mean,
yeah. Well, to be honest, I still have them here, the 120mm ones, to do the review. This week, you will get up, even though I won't be doing anything, you will still get all of this still coming up. I'm going to do the reviews of them this week. So they'll be up with you at some point, and you can have an unopinioned opinion on that.
But Nathan's been using them, haven't you, Nathan?
Yeah, I've proper abused them, and they've held up to some proper hammering. They do work. They just lack the refinement of Godhand, but they're a quarter of the price. So if you want something that'll cut bits off a screw, they'll do that. So that's the main thing in it.
Well, what I'll do is I'll do the usual. I'll do the unboxing of them, and we'll give them a test here, and then I'll use them for a while, and we can do a follow-up.
Yeah. I've properly abused them in ways that I wouldn't dare with the Godhand, and they've not broke.
See, that's you've just hit the thing on the head there, because he's not so bad if you do break them, because they're 15 quid a pair, not 70 quid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I used them on everything on the special hobby Pembroke. I used them for that, and I've used them for bits of this as well. So yeah, 15 quid. Give them a go.
Yeah. Well, when they're back in stock.
After this weekend is finished, what will be the next live stream on YouTube? Will there be an Xmas special? Yes, we were discussing this the other day, so we're going to do our Christmas Eve show, are we?
I might have to run that past the boss. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm giving you a good excuse here. Phil says I have to.
Contracted too.
Yeah, you're under contract too. So, yeah, that was the plan. We were talking about this the other day, and we were saying, so that will be the one. You know, this week, me and Matt are going to have technically off to catch up with lots of stuff in the background. just to get ahead, because obviously we've been doing live streams every day for the last whatever. So and obviously with the weekend ones and that, we've got to catch up with a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah,
So,
catch up on a bit of sleep and a bit of rest.
Yeah, sleep and rest is number one. But also I've got to get stock sorted out and various bits and pieces and things like that. So that's the plan really for this week. There'll still be reviews going up, but there'll be no Q&A show on Tuesday. There won't be me and Matt show on the Wednesday. Thursday night we're going to have off as well, just so we can sort of recharge and through. And then next week we'll be back at it, or the week after I should say. We'll be back full power. So I'll be back with you obviously on the Monday, Q&A show Tuesday and that. But there will be no more COVID shows because officially we're out of lockdown again next week, aren't we?
Yeah, it's only, 3 weeks till Christmas, isn't it?
Tuesday, isn't it? We're at lockdown.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
and then
Wednesday?
obviously it'll only be 3 weeks to Christmas. So
Tuesday, Wednesday.
New group builds and 6 are starting soon.
yes.
Get excited.
Excited, yeah. Oh. Right, let me just stick a bit of paint on this, just so I can do my nozzles. Lovely. Yes, Despair, the Apple of tools, probably. So I've got an email saying we're live. I know. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I get those sometimes that I'm on and it's like, Laurie Muddle is live. I know.
Are the Trumpeter 148 of Wellington and Dakota kits any good? Yes.
Given that there is no competition for either of those kits.
Definitely not for the Wellington. I don't know if you want to go down the old monogram Rev route for Dakota, but
I'd rather build the modern tooling one.
Right,
Yes.
so how do I paint this model colour stuff again?
Well, you need to put it in something and thin it. You've got a paint palette, some water.
Got one of these. It's full of acrylic thinners and lacquer thinners. Will that do?
No, water, mate. Just use water. Good old H2O.
What, distilled?
No, just
Tap
water.
water from the spring?
Yeah, whatever.
Highland Spring? Right, let me just get rid of these and I'll get some proper water.
There you go. Brett's put up, John. He can get the resin replacement wheels for the Stuka. Just let him know. See?
All right, okay.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it?
Exactly.
Can you get them for the 109 as well, Brett? 24th.
Might be a few wheels coming across the Atlantic now.
So, do you need any for a 190, Andy?
Definitely, I think.
There you go. Yeah, 124th wheels for old Airfix kit.
Right, I've got some Blanc.
Oh, some Blanc.
Ray says you made a great job on the Lotus. Nice spraying, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, just
Wondering how Buster became Buster. It's a long, long story. Buster's been becoming Buster for the last 10 years. He was built about over 10 years ago now, and he was lovely back in the day. There's a video build of Buster. You can see him before he became Buster. But yes, it's a long story how he basically got mutilated. It was like one day we were going to do it. Started off was I was doing a series of videos about saving money through modelling. So taking some old models, stripping them and repainting them and doing them again. And perhaps you've got old models that, you know, aren't too bad, but, you know, so we basically had a bath in IPA, stripped him completely back and then re-scribed, re-riveted and ready to go. And at that point, a new primer came along. So we got a coat of primer. And then next thing you know, he was being chopped and chewed and sprayed and bless his heart. He's had a hard life. So that's why I think we need to do a homage back to him, really.
Yeah, he's had some hammer, hasn't it?
He has had a bit of work, bless his heart.
You need to put an order in, Matt, for him.
For another 30-second scale Crusader.
Well, that's why I did the 48 scale one, the Hasegawa Reeboks, because I thought...
Yeah.
Right, okay, so now I have the white paint and the water. What type of mix are we going for? Do we pre-water the eye area and then go in? No?
No. No.
So it's like 50-50?
Put a bit of white paint in another bit of the palette.
Yes.
Can you put your red on?
Hold on.
I can't see what you're doing.
I've got water and Blanc.
Yeah. Right, put Blanc in a separate well, paint well.
Yeah.
Without any water in it, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then put a couple of dabs of water on your brush and stir it in. Not too thin. That'll do. Now mix it up. And that should be pretty good.
Right.
I want it to be smooth.
Smooth paint. Okay, we're going in.
Put your goggles on.
Yeah, they're on.
Keep within the lines.
Yeah.
Don't try and cover it in one either. Just do a thing, then do the other side and let it dry, and then recoat it. Is it brushing nice? Is it flowing?
It is flowing. Yeah. Hold on, I'll do my close up. There we go.
Want. That's what you want.
I could do with a brush with a point, if I'm honest.
You could, yeah. Blimey, what are you using?
Mop.
You've got quite a steady hand, really.
It's because I'm a professional. Yeah, I could do with definitely one with a point.
That's why I should look after your brushes. Hey, no, just Scott, no, do me. Contact Brett. Brett's, yeah.
What's everybody after wheels now?
Yeah, it looks like it. So, do we contact Brett direct or go through PM regarding the 24th wheel nights? Or to do with Brett this one, he can get them. We can't get them over here. Not that I know of, anyway. So yeah, contact Brett. He's on chat anyway. Anyway.
He might have sold a few wheels.
So Brett's PM box will be overflowing.
Right, there we go.
Is that nice?
Yeah, it is actually. I'll just do a little bit on his teeth.
Do you know what? It is really good paint for brush painting, obviously. But you know when you know the thinning ratios and how it works, it's really nice.
Oh, yeah. Done with that decal.
Yes, I did clear coat the Lotus. I just did it in what was it, GX 1200.
I have to say, actually, yeah, it's quite good, this.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not dragging like Tamiya.
Well, no, because it dries slower, doesn't it?
Not.
Okay, it's brilliant for detail parts on cockpits and stuff. You ought to try using some of it. He's still not got a decent brush. I thought you had a decent brush.
No, don't worry about that.
That's a minor technicality, is it? A brush with a point.
Yeah. That's overkill.
The decent ones clean the airbrush out.
Thanks, Keith. Yeah, it's come out all right, I have to say. Yeah, just that one in it. There we go. I will see if I can get it finished. I've lost my momentum at the minute. I'm just watching chat. Do you know I've lost my momentum because I've got to do some decaling and I really don't like decaling. I've got to put some dials on the dash and I just can't be bothered. Could look nice with a white rondel on the bonnet though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Look,
Yeah,
I might
that's it
put
with
a
the number
on.
one on it. No, it will do, because it'll really make the blue come out there, won't it?
Yeah, I might do that. It's gone for the sides as well, I take it. Presume that goes on the side.
Yeah, it'll be the door ones.
Yeah. I'm not putting the racing screens on it because you've got a choice of, look, obviously the proper thingy or the little racing windscreen, so I'm just putting the normal one on, but I think I might put the rondels on it. Yeah, that would look pretty cool.
Yeah, they're very, very cool looking blue.
Mm.
Tell you what would finish it off would be a white stripe
Yeah,
across the length of it.
it would. But you know what?
It's in the layer model colour.
Flare model colour, yeah, but the Panzer Racers are exactly the same.
That's the same, obviously different.
Yeah, that's why I got racks of it here. But the Panzer Racers is sort of the same paint, just Panzer Racers brand instead of model colour, which is a lot smaller. Like load of paint.
Keith says use one of the brushes he sent you, Phil. Broken Toad. He does for cleaning his airbrush out.
Yeah,
He does, yes.
It's great.
He should send them to me, Keith, really.
Well, I might dig him out later.
Do you
There
know
we go.
what?
What do you think? Is he coming along looking all right? Oh.
It looks good, actually, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
He's
look
got
good.
another tooth to go in yet. There's another one that's going to go over the top of this one. But you need the red in there first.
You're going to have blood hanging off his fangs.
But the thing is, that's why I've quickly done the exhaust, because I thought I'd be a little bit further ahead, but I'm sort of letting it all dry. But obviously I've got to put the markings all on it. So in a minute, we'll have a look around the site. I might be in here by like 6, putting the decals onto it. So I've got time tonight to get the acrylic bent and the stand done. Oh, he's coming out all right, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks good.
I need to do a little white spot for his eyes, but as soon as I do that, you know he's going to go boss-eyed. He needs a little reflective bit, didn't he, or something on his eye? Or not bother. Keep him like that.
I don't think I'd bother on that. Be alright.
Needs a bit of guy liner.
Yeah, it does. He needs outlining. That's what the thing is, to separate the eye from the rest of it and separation. You see, that's the thing to figure painting. Apart from lights and shadows, separation as well is one of the key things that they do.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was going to, well, I've still got plans to give him a wash and do an oil wash around the mouth, make all the teeth come out, and depends if we get time, you know. Might run out of time on this. But no, I'm very happy with him, actually. And actually, considering I hate painting white, it's all come along quite nicely, this.
I've never seen The Prisoner, so I couldn't have done it as that unless I'd have looked it up. So someone said should have done Lotus as The Prisoner's car.
Yeah, right.
I thought The Prisoner had a mini moke.
Yeah. Is that the one where those white balls chase you around?
Yeah, that's The Prisoner. Yeah, it's a bit before my time, The Prisoner.
No, it's a caterer, wasn't it? Or caterer?
This is a Lotus 7, same thing, isn't it? Caterer, Lotus 7, same thing. What colour was it anyway in the thing, John? Because you've obviously seen The Prisoner.
Well, I can't remember what colour it was. Patrick McGowan.
Yeah. It was filmed in Wales, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How's the Declan going, eh?
Oh, brilliant. Taking the whole day.
Is it good now, the work?
No, these are still Aerodeckel's work, the other ones. You know, if a decal doesn't respond to X28, it needs to be binned.
So right, not seeing the, I know what The Prisoner is, but not seeing it. What was the point of the ball in The Prisoner?
That's all I remember. I've never seen an episode. I just remember that ball going around.
You know, what was the point of it?
I have no idea. Never watched it.
Wasn't the ball the security?
Yeah.
Was it? Did say before my time.
Just run up some stairs.
Shut
Shut a door.
Same with Daleks, wasn't it? If you want to get away from a Dalek, go upstairs.
Daleks can fly. I've seen them. It's like R2D2. He can fly. I've seen it. Very odd program. Prison guard. Right. Okay. Yeah, you're right there, Gary. Yes. You have to stretch your imagination a little bit. Like a few things of LSD.
Ray, we did have the Lotus for sale, but I think they're all gone, haven't they, Matt?
I think so, yeah. It's been a bit popular. We'll get some more back in. I'll get some more in next week, to be honest, I think. I'll reorder them as long as you're in stock.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ray, we actually had them on our specials.
They're in the new arrivals.
Was it new arrivals? To Luke.
I bet they're all gone, aren't they?
Oh, no, we're not saying they're sold out. It's there, Ray.
Right.
£22. Well, £23. It does say we still got them in stock, so there must be one or two left.
There we go.
There it is. It is on the PM store site.
I've got to say, it's for how old the kit is, it's all right. It's a nice little kit. I wonder if they'll re-release the big one again.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've got the Porsche there, haven't you?
I have got the giant Porsche. I will review that this week. That will be up this week. I'm still going to do the reviews and the bits and pieces, even if we're not doing live shows or you see us on camera. Because, as I say, I want to get ahead with the MRAP, so I'm going to get a couple of bits in the bag. So next week we're back to normal. But I will get the Porsche done. And on Monday you've got the Metro review.
Metro.
So a bit car themed next week. It'll be tools and cars reviews. And then the week after I'll be back with the MRAP. So we'll get part 7 will be up on Monday. And then part whatever. So it'll be literally next week just reviews. Just let us catch up, get on with it all, and then we'll be back with you. Okay, let's have a quick look through because we're running out of time at the little tank. This is
The
Alex.
little tank.
Oh, Alex's tank, yes.
I bet Alex has finished that
There's
now.
Gruber.
It's Gruber, yeah.
Hey, go back up for Miss Gruber.
Plop.
Plop.
There we go. And obviously we've got the mesh. To the sides, looking good. Here he is in the spray booth. Got a used filter, we'll let him off. Just checking. His spray booth.
Time to change your filter, Alex.
Looking good, coming together well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paintwork done. Oh, got a base going together.
Blimey.
Nice. Decals on. Figure man painted. Look very good.
Yeah, done a good job of that.
Good job.
Well done.
Weathering in and everything. Very good job. So yes, all looking very nice. Oh, weathering going on. Dried on. Weathering washes, bonus points. There he is. In situ. All done.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have a look at the reveal pictures a little bit later. So that's all right. That's cool. Well done. Fantastic work, Alex. Brilliant job.
Don't forget, we've got to look at USS Cod.
Yes. All right. Okay. I've got that right here. Let's do that now.
So this is the subways asking what colour to do the base.
It's all
We've
about
kicked
the
that.
base. About the
Oh,
base.
it's a E club. All right. Okay.
Is this the one I've been on? Is this the same one as the Bowfin? I've been on that sub.
Don't know.
Don't know. Pass. I think that's a ghetto class. There we go. Looking nice. There is one's in. Conning Tower. There it is. Still don't know why we couldn't have the sub racing SIG.
Sub racing, yeah. You could do some cool schemes though.
So obviously we're talking about the base colour on this. I would probably go dark because you've got the red of the hull and it will show it off better.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously not just black, but a very, very dark grey perhaps, and then dry brush up the ghetto class, 1943. You could like dry brush it in a nice metallic or a brass or a gold or
chrome.
Yeah, if you've got a Molotov pen, just whip round it with that.
Yeah, I'd paint it black and chrome out the letters.
Yeah.
That'd look really good. Especially if you've got LP5 satin black, that'd look really good.
Yeah. Looking good. Very nice. Yeah. Good job.
You don't want the stand to distract from the model, do you?
Yeah, that's always the thing, isn't it? You don't want the stand to be your focal point. You want the model to be the focal point and then stand afterwards. Look at the tiny bits of photo etch. Nice. There we go. Paintwork in. Nice deck.
The Bowfin is a Gato class, apparently.
Oh, is it? I've been on that one then.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. I would, yeah, like we were saying, dark base, get in the black, and then dry brush it or something to bring it all up, as I say, because you've got the nice colours of the model. You don't want to detract from that, really. So, yes, definitely. But very good job. Nice job on the photo etch and the railings, usual bits and pieces that are tiny, tiny on these things. Very good job. Okay, and we've got, what have we got? Hasegawa, Frog. Oh, my lord.
Wow,
Old
that's
school.
vintage. Look at that, Nave.
Wow. Don't see that very often, do you?
No.
What was Hasegawa's thing on the box when they first came out? There's another name, weren't there? Hasegawa was somebody else.
Oh, it was some imported by beginning of H, I think. I can't remember.
Yes. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Who was
To be honest, this is probably a collector's kit in a lot of ways because it's the dual one, isn't it, with the V1?
Come on, somebody shout up in chat quick who the... God, annoying.
Look at that. All the collectors are now going, no!
It was Hales.
That's the one.
Hales Hasegawa, that was it.
Look, Bob's got a mini drill too. Look at that.
Nice.
Cool. I like the display stand. That's a cool stand, isn't it? Don't get them like that, do you?
No. That's what Frog did back in the day.
The odd little bit of filler.
It's not bad though for its age, is it?
That's it. Because this is a Griffin powered spit, isn't it? So the big 5-bladed prop one. Very nice, very cool. That's the nice thing about doing these builds. People come up with some real cracking kits. Think about
Yeah.
that's it.
Holy moly.
So where was Hales based then? In Porter?
Pass. Look at that. Ammo one.
I'm watching somebody's going to come back and go, in Hales.
Okay. Decals on. Do like that stand. That's a good stand.
You're going to nick that idea, are you?
You might see that in a different
Hey,
form.
what like doing your 2 rockets like that?
Yeah.
One below
One
you, know
lower
what I mean?
than the one higher above it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Good job on that one. Nice kit to see as well. It's nice to see the golden Oldens, even though everyone's there going, I can't believe you built it. Okay, we saw the Yoo-Hoo earlier. I'm just looking for other ones down here. Shout out if anyone sees anything we haven't seen before. The AMT one we've seen. I'm just trying to see if everyone gets a fair shout at this. Toon Tower. Reaper. We haven't seen a Reaper, have we?
No.
Ricky doing the Reaper. Very nice. This was Reeboks. Originally, it was one of their Skunkworks ones, wasn't it? Back in the day?
Yeah.
So it's a Reeboks. So, yes. Very nice.
You built that, didn't you?
I have, yeah. I did it as a Mojo. Quick build, 1 day build, wasn't it? We did it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Make sure you put the nose weight in it. Well, it will be a tail sitter, because I think I forgot. Hence, whilst my lid stood up on its back. Take off pose. Very nice.
Choice for Bill.
Yes. Very nice Reaper. Oh, very, very nice. Okay. And... Okay. What else? I haven't seen a Phantom, have we?
No. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's the Ravel new. Well, I don't know who kit is. Is it their kit, I presume? Is it? Nate?
It's new. It's their own. I think it's a bit click fit, but it's supposed to be decent.
All right, okay.
So, this is Julius. Very nice. Oh my lord. Ravel paint.
Good luck. Good luck.
Shivers.
Yeah.
There we go. Cockpit in. Going through the motions. And got the crew as well. Very nice. Banging it all together. As I say, I take it it's got a nose system that sort of holds it all together the way it's got a giant peg. Because if it's their quick fit system, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like. I think you still need a little bit of glue here and there.
Yeah.
Really. But it's one of those like easy build things.
Very nice. Well done, Juliet. Looks absolutely fantastic. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else we got? What else haven't we seen? We saw the wave yesterday. We've seen the Harvard. We've seen Dora railway gun. We haven't seen that since the box shot, have we? How are we coming along with that, Krista? Oh dear. Whoops.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, look at it this way. Because it's the black stuff, you can see just how much you have spilt.
Yeah.
Whereas normally you might be in ignorant bliss that you've lost 3/4 of your bottle, but at least now it's black. You can see the massive puddle and stained everything that's gone underneath. Some parts have melted fast. Oh no, nightmare. Anyway, the bed's looking good. Oh, railway system, live colour.
Good choice.
Okay, and we've got the door itself coming together. It's a lump and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, even in that scale.
It is.
Imagine trying to build the 35th one.
Oh, saw it at a show once, didn't we? Absolutely massive. It's on a table all on its own. It's huge.
What was it we were looking at the other night? Somebody built one in like 1/9 scale or something.
No, 1/6.
1/6 scale, action man scale, and it's in his garage. Literally, it was huge. It was
It's a bit where
mad.
you can fire the kids out of it.
Yeah, literally, it's just ridiculous.
Mhm.
There's loads of other stuff as well. The bloke who built it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so very nice on that, and we got the colour set and various parts. And we've got some wrestling going on the top deck, and pipe sanded down. Look at that! Wow, it is impressive though, isn't it?
Good, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a lump and a half. Cool, very good. Good work on that, Krista. You'll be amazed to get that finished tonight. Okay, what else haven't we seen down in here? We saw the howitzer the other day. Did we see the utility car? We have done. Did we see the Cromwell?
We did thingy it, but
Okay, let's have a look at if we got any more. Yep, we're coming together with James. Got the halves in there. Got the interior. I think that's all going on. There we go. Decals on. All the stowage on going on. Ooh, look at that.
very nice.
Super clear. Very, very nice. Look at that.
Nice backdrop.
It is. Good backdrop. Almost
I
done.
should do
for the
that, Phil.
reveal
We should do
photos.
like a flory, like backdrop.
Backdrop for people.
Yeah.
Hey, look, everyone got the free dome stickers, which are very, very limited edition. We literally just had a couple of them 100 done for another project that never came off. So we've had those stickers, so that's it. Don't even think we can get any more of those ones.
Can we find Roger's
Provost.
Yeah, Provost. He bought an Aldi kit.
A Jet Provost.
Roger Rawson's.
Roger, I sent you your PayPal invoice today as well. So as and when you're ready, it's fine. I've got your mugs separate. If anyone sees it, shout out if you see a Provost. Has he just put it up, perhaps? Has he just literally put it up?
I don't know, is it on the little things at the bottom?
Bedford Refueler, anti-stingray. Okay, yeah. This is nearby. Eggplane. Oh, hold on. SR-71 eggplane. Hog. Very cool.
Can't find it, Roger. We can always bring it up for tonight, can't we?
Apparently somebody's done a Millennium Falcon 3 times. Airfix Define. Can't see it down in there.
No.
Can you see it?
If we can dig it up for tonight's show then.
Bel Air 409 from Dan.
Pardon?
Fresh Prince.
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Motor done. He's going for a blue scheme as well, look.
There you go. Is he on LP41?
No, he's using something else in a blue bottle, look. It's very, very small photos, unfortunately. I can't make them any bigger.
No.
They're limited to what the people have put up. Very good. Coming on very nicely. I was hoping someone was going to do flocking. Eggplanes. Right, let's have a put it over Mustang. Oh, look, Bell X1. I did that a couple of years ago, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I did. Darren doing that one. I did it in white. That was a bit weird. I decided to go optional extra. Did the white version. Coming along nicely though.
It's all right little kit, that, isn't it?
It's a lovely little kit. It's perfect for this because there's not a lot to it, and it's really nice. So yeah, I think the major ball ache was masking the canopy.
Oh, it's always a ball ache with aircraft, isn't it?
Oh look, someone doing a conversion. Michael's doing a conversion with the Jesus for a conveyor 2-seater. I didn't even know they did one. 2-seat Dagger. Wow. Look at that. Who knew?
I never knew it existed.
I never knew that existed either. So that's what I love about these. I never knew they did a 2-seat especially side-by-side seating. Very Lightning-esque, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Learn something new every day. Every day's a school day.
Definitely.
Everyone's saying 4th page.
4th page, third row down, second from the
4th
right.
down, page 1. Hold on, let me go back to it there. Let's try again. Hold on. First page on these. Where is it? 4th down on the first page. Okay. That there. Is it that one? Oh,
Yeah.
I see what he's done.
That's Colin. That's Colin.
Yeah, Collins. Yeah, different one. Oh, well, look at Collins. Very nice. Coming together. That's Collins doing a good job on his one. What everyone's shouting about in the chat. Yeah, it's the wrong one, though. Right, any more? Anyone spotting a finch? Shout out if you do. What about fallen gnat and yellow gnat? Yellow jacks.
Yellow Jack's one. Yeah.
Very nice. This is Ian. Got that. Rory Mug. Good job.
It's that bonus points, Roy Mug.
Yeah, that's it. They do get bonus points, can it? Wow, I didn't realise it had a Mustang prop on it. Ooh, Mustang parts in the background there. Cool. Nice colour. Okay. Awful dog, because I count. Comment. All the tanks. Flashing bird. Up. Okay, let's just go back in the depths. What the talon we've seen the wildcat, we've seen the turkey, we saw the kelp, the rough Doragon we've seen, the racer we saw yesterday. We'll look at all these again tonight, guys. We saw the bungalow, we saw the F-16, the Zero, the Condor, the Pack, German Tractor, Spitfire, Cars, Hurricane, 2. It's not even in here. Has he got it in a different area?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, coming together on this one. So Colin's working on this one.
That's good job I didn't draw that out.
Looking good. Coming together. There we go. Silver's on. Humbrol and Nermals. Circa 1990. Mind you, we say it's cockroach. That's almost brand new. That's not a problem. It'll be fine. Armour Hobbies. Yak. Oh, coming along. Rob doing that one. Flory wash on. Good job. Oh, that's it. Right. Cool. Everyone's doing very, very well. Right. Shall we have a look at your great
Middle
work?
of the second page, it said, Phil.
What?
Middle of the second page, apparently.
No, I'm not doing it now.
And
Been through it.
No F1 chat allowed in chat, please.
Yeah, apparently there's been a big crash and a fire, but the driver's okay. Just saying. Only because everyone's messaged me and said, did you see it? Like, clearly not, but now I know, thanks.
Phil, shh.
Well, trust me, you can't get away from that.
No,
but,
I know now.
Well, that's all right. We'll be watching it during the break. Right, Andy, show us what you've been doing, apart from painting your hands.
Well, me. All right, hang on a minute. Let me change cameras one sec. He says, come on, change camera. Oh, hang on, sorry. Wasn't ready for you at all. What you've done.
Right, we're just running out of time
Hang on a minute.
for the show.
All right, we're on it.
There you go. Easy.
All right, so tank is all
Painted green.
painted green. Yeah, together and painted. And all the wheels are all painted up.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go on. Using the obligatory mask.
Yep.
Painting them. I'm just doing little bits and bobs like the towing eyes and the machine gun magazines and things. Done them in a slightly different green so that they pop out different, and that's about it on the little machine gun. So hopefully it'll go together tonight. And then I've painted and half weathered the tracks. I've just painted them in a XF52, then gone over them with a track wash, enamel track wash. And then I've used Ushi Van der Rosen metal powder and metal polishing powder just to give them a metal look. So why not give them a bit of pigments over them as well.
Very nice. Coming along very, very nicely. Keep up the great work. Who else is it? Matt? Comes to something where Matt's camera is clearer than Andy's, tell you.
Yeah, that's it, you see. I'm going to put the finishing touches on, to be honest. I've not done a lot of stuff. I've been chatting and thinking. So, just to get the wheels on, I've got to decal. This bit's not stuck on, so I've got to put the dials in on the dash. Which I'll do. And then really, it's a bit of final assembly, to be honest, on it. I've painted the screen surround now. That's done. All the little bits and bobs. It's just sticking it all together and a bit of touching up, I think.
Very nice.
Seats are there. What I'm going to do is, because I'm not going to have time really today, is they've given you enough seat belts, look.
Yeah, you've got options there, haven't you?
So what I'm going to do is slot the seats in, but I'm not going to stick them in so I can seat belt it after.
Yeah.
I think that was my plan. I want to do a bit of weathering on it as well, just a few washes on the seats and stuff, so I can do that when it's sort of all together. Not going mad with it, but, you know.
Yeah.
Give it a bit of effect, and I'll just show you with it. Please fill the front end in place, so that's how it's going to look.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, look all right, won't it?
Very nice. Very, very nice. Very good. Right. Okay. Who's up next? John?
Yeah, similar to, well, pretty much the same as Andy, really. All the parts have like got main colour on now. So you just got to put a few decals on, and then it'll be weathering, which is the fun part.
Looking good. Happy with it?
It's a Tamiya kit, isn't it? You know, it just falls together.
Very nice. Cool. Okay.
I like the scale as well.
Is this your newfound scale now? 48? Good stuff. Right, Nave?
I'm just spent all day deckling.
Nice.
They're on. Most of them anyway. I've still got the underside to do. A lot more decals on it than I thought for like a wartime aircraft, but no, it's pretty good. I had to pull some Italeri decals out of the stash. Just looking every part of the Sea Harrier now.
It's looking very, very good, I must admit. Looking this part. Very good. Okay, and for me, as you can see, we have Angry Phoenixes. So I have to say, I'm very happy with the painting the eyes white because, yeah, who knew? All these years I've been struggling hand painting. I should have just done that. But anyway, they're done. So you've got the red in the mouths and all the rest of it. They might have another coat in there. It's like 2 coats of red. So I'll make it quite a thin mix and then just bung it in and go for it like that. But generally, no problem. Very happy. The banding, I had to do a few little touch-ins with it. I got a little bit of overspray. That's purely because we just threw it on in there. But I have to say, they've come out very, very nicely. So on these, next up will be the decals. So we've got to get the decals onto those ones. So I might zip in here a bit earlier and try and get some of those down. Otherwise, we're really going to run out of time. And then obviously, we're going to be bending this. We'll cut the acrylic rod in half. And then literally, it'll just be a case of then heating it at a slight bend. And we'll fix it onto this guy. Again, I'm probably going to run out of time. I don't know quite what to do with this. But again, we'll probably put this on in one form or another. And then obviously a bit of a bend. So then these guys are looking probably something a little like that angle. So the head is level as it's coming up. So in there, I've also sprayed the exhausts, which are ready to go on there now. So they'll fit in the back and go through and ready to go. And then luckily for me, these mount to this perfectly. So then what we can do is, I don't know, maybe just super glue it. It's not going to be a lot of weight onto this. And then what we'll do is a heat colour down. So it looks like we'll do with reds and oranges, and then we'll fade it down to this. And again, we've only got, I don't know, 20 centimetres each one to play with. So they're not going to be massively long, but it should be quite nice. It'll give that effect of heat and distortion with it as it goes through. And that's my plan for that one. So cool. Are we all sorted then? We all know what we're
Yeah.
doing this evening? Are we all set for it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Brett will be on with us tonight as well to finish off the show. Obviously, it's the last one as we make our way through. So if you are building along with us, if you can try and get your builds to some type of level where you can show what you've got. So around about 8:30, we'll go back over there and then do the finished finale for the show at around about 9 o'clock. So we'll be back on with you at 7:30. We're going to grab something to eat and then quickly get going with the Declan. And then we'll meet you back here. If not, then obviously you can watch it as a replay, so forth and so on as we make our own ones through. So yes. All sorted? All
Yeah,
good.
all good.
Everyone's ecstatic and ready to go. Me and Andy are off to watch the F1 and find out what's happened.
I can't. I'll wait till Shell gets home tonight, so I'll be watching it after tonight. So.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
You'll be watching at midnight then.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, as always, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for all your questions and chat and keeping us going. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And if you are, give us a thumbs up, a like, and all the rest of it. I don't know. It helps somewhere, apparently. I've just never figured it out yet, how YouTube works with all of this lot. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you later. Take care. Till 7:30. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. There we go. We are close.